Stay the fuck out of nigga line. Hey, don't swear, hey, don't swear.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast, episode 32. I'm Darius. We got my man Jimmie back. What's good, Jimmie?
Man, feeling good today, fellas. Feeling good tonight. Late night grind. We back at it again. I love to be with y'all. Love to see y'all hold it down like y'all do oh so well, fellas. What's good? What's good with you, Don? You all right?
Don.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Can't complain. Definitely cannot complain. Got Jimmy back in the house. Got my arguing partner back. You know,
Yo,
me and Darius.
It's
I
very
know.
wholesome when it's me
Yeah,
and you, right?
we be chilling. Like even when we don't agree, we be like, I don't know, bro. Like, yeah, we more civilized when it's just me and you.
yo.
When Jimmy come, man, I don't know. We start to show our ass.
Hey. As long as we're pausing after we show that ass. all is well. All is well.
The nonsense start happening.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, we ain't use that phrase in a little minute, even though we can't really use it, but we ain't use that phrase in a minute with just me and you.
Yeah, right. We don't want we don't want to get banned out here.
Oh, yeah. True.
Jimmy got 2 new trophies over there. Tell him what's going on,
Yes,
Jimmy.
sir,
What's good with those trophies?
Man, I'm a part of a beautiful organization called the Carolina Stingrays. We are an AAU program responsible for young men and women's, growth when it comes to basketball and being a human being a functional member of society. And these 2 trophies right here are a third place trophy, a bronze trophy from 2 weeks ago, and then last week the silver runner-up trophy. It was a tough fought week. The first week, a lot of we had a 1-point loss, a 3-point loss, and then a big win. And then last week it was great chemistry. Three wins in a row. Lost in the championship, a tight one, but the players are growing, and I can't wait to see what they got in store for us in the future.
We love it, man. We love it. Man, oh man, We got NBA. We got the draft coming up. It's a lot going on here, man. It's a lot going. Tiger Woods still cooking up.
Still,
He cooking?
I don't know, but they got him up there as one of the favorites. I don't watch golf, but
Hey, I was about to say because I see every year when these big PGA or whatever they is, Masters, whatever, they be sitting there saying, "Can Tiger win?" And I never see Tiger win. I'm just like, bruh, I'm not gonna call him washed because he's just past his prime. I only use that for quarterbacks that's really washed. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
disrespect.
he's washed. Come on now, he's washed. I'm
Hey
sorry.
Jimmy, you
Tiger?
missed it.
Tiger
You
washed?
missed it. We got a
Tiger
little bit
Woods
of
is
Baker.
washed at this point, yo. What's
He-
what happened?
Here go.
He is.
We
definitely.
got a little bit of Baker slander the other day from Darius, but he ain't gonna speak on that. He said, "Hey, bruh said what you said? I'm not rooting for him. I don't want him to do good in my division or something like that."
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did hear
I
that.
don't remember.
Yeah, it was backpedal. It was definitely a backpedal, only because it's a division. I get it. You don't want to. It's sort of like what do they say? Like business with pleasure. Business with pleasure. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
the
business in
enemy
that
now.
division, ain't it?
He the enemy
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hey, I see them report that they said the Ravens was thinking about trying to I guess they was interested in Baker. I said, boy, if Baker would have came to the Ravens, Darius would have been on some bullshit. They might have said the Ravens
Yup.
gonna win the division.
Yup.
I could already see it now.
Yup. That would have happened. But now he with the Bucks.
Wow.
It's slow.
Hey, Jimmy,
Slow paying off now.
Jimmy, you know how you be pushing that Brown stuff? He was gonna be the opposite with the Ravens, just pushing nonsense.
Nah, Jimmy
No, wait.
officially
Ravens
on the
is definitely not
payroll.
nonsense.
Yo, Deshaun and
Yo.
the Browns got Jimmy on the payroll.
You know what? Because I haven't been here to defend them. Let's let's fast forward to what is this, round robin? Yeah, let's fast forward to it maybe right now and talk about these Browns. The thing about the Browns is the sensational talent at the top of their roster is what I believe in. Okay, Deshaun Watson, the Browns organization, stop it. It's not that. It's the people in the organization that I believe in because of what they did before they got to the organization. Myles Garrett was a monster coming out of Texas A&M. Nick Chubb was a monster coming out of Georgia. And you combine that with the line that they've accumulated, I mean, I have high expectations.
Yes, we
But
will
anyway,
definitely get there. Go ahead, Don.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
let that.
subscribe, comment, share it. Just show some interaction. I've been liking the interaction we've been getting lately. Yeah, that's about it. Let's get it started.
Jimmie, what we getting into today?
man, we got a little bit of yes, everything on a late night Friday, Good Friday, might I add. We're going to start off with the East versus West predictions and the finals predictions. Man, oh man, let's see who can predict, look into the future, what is going to happen. Let's see from there, we're going to go down Patriot lane. It's an unfortunate lane we're going down with Mac Jones. But I'm excited to talk about it because there's a lot to talk about. And from there, we will go into the three biggest, my fault, for number three, the biggest threats for the division winners of the NFL. Talk about the top dogs and who really has that angle to be able to knock them off the top of the division. And from there, we'll go to round robin. We will dissect a little bit of everything, chop it, bounce around here, there. Talk a little bit of controversy in the media. This past week with after that WNBA, not WNBA, the Women's College Basketball Championship. We'll talk about that, and from there we will go into the segment that I've always loved, that 32 teams, the three teams each week. And we'll talk about who the Chargers, maybe they'll charge it up, the Ravens, and see what they do with Lamar or not. And then we'll close it down with who's the last team again, fellas?
Oh, they're a team that's gonna win in 3 years.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
It's division. It's
Oh, yeah.
division hate over here because the Dolphins is who what? Because you got the Dolphins, right?
Yep.
It's no hate over here. It's just
not looking
realism
forward
over here.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. But
Let's get it
anywho,
started.
fellas, I'm ready to run it down. It's been a while. Let's get it.
Let's do it. East
Hey,
versus
hey,
West, man.
real quick.
Yep.
Hey, Jimmy, we've been throwing smut on Bill Belichick and the Patriots name. I'm not gonna lie to you on that one.
Oh no, I heard it, and it's coming. That's why there's a lot to talk about here because it's not just about Mac Jones. Okay, it's about the guy who's the head of the franchise, the head of the snake, and you're gonna come straight for his head just because this guy's ain't anymore. Nah, I got something to say about it.
East versus West, man. East versus West. So let's start off with the Eastern Conference, man. I was looking at the brackets, right? I'm just looking at the standings. I'm looking to see how it is. But it's gonna be the Bucks and the Celtics again, man. That's how I see it. Eastern Conference Finals for me is gonna be the Bucks and the Celtics. It's gonna be 1 versus 2. I think Boston will beat Miami in about 6-7 games. Miami's a tough defensive threat, but I think Boston would take that series, and then I think they're going to beat Philly in 5. James Harden's going to choke again. Embiid, he's going to do what he does, but it's not going to be enough for them to overtake the Celtics in that high power offense and defense. Giannis, man, I think he's going to lead them back. I think he's going to lead the Bucks back to the championship. You'll see who I got them playing, but I think the Bucks is going to beat the Celtics to go to the championship. As long as they stay healthy, they got the longest win streak right now in the NBA with 16 wins. Hopefully, they get Middleton back by the time the playoff time comes. Brook Lopez is looking like a defensive monster out there. This is the third best defensive team in the NBA now, and Giannis is still playing like an MVP right now. We all talking about the Joker. We talk about Embiid. We talking about Tatum. But this team is the number 1 team in the East, and we not talking about Giannis because he's the best player in the league. Yes, I'm a big Luka fan.
Yeah, them boys missed the playoffs.
But yeah, that was just breaking news. By the way, there was some breaking news. They just lost and they're officially out of the playoffs.
Oh, Lordy.
And then they're 9-17 with Kyrie. That team played no defense.
None.
But yeah, they lost to Boston last year in the semifinals. I think that this team will overcome them this year, and they'll end up in the championship with the Bucks. That's what I got in the East. Which I got.
Jimmy, what you got?
Yeah, because I'm on you're on the money with it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the East, and I'm really interested what you got to say about this West team, these West teams, because I know how y'all get out West. It's the Wild Wild West, and
Mhm.
y'all get wild with y'all takes on the West. But anywho, the Bucks and the Celtics is it. Now, Joel Embiid is my guy, so hopefully he can sneak in there. He's my dark horse, if you want to say that. James Harden beside him. Anywho, the Celtics will get it done. The Celtics with Jalen Brown breaking news. He had 5 stitches. He broke his hand, or not broke his hand, cut his hand on the
Cut his
race.
in.
I think yeah, just a couple hours ago. But I think they'll be perfectly fine. I think that's a little bit built-in adversity. Maybe they can have a little hiccup with late series, like you alluded to earlier, with those Miami Heat, because the Miami Heat have a lot of pedigree and they will be better when the game slows down. But yes, I got the Bucks beating the Celtics and winding up playing. I'm not even gonna talk about it because we'll talk about the Wild West when we get there. Go ahead, Don. What's up? What's up?
Don, what you got?
Um, you know, I wanted if I would say this. Well, no, I'm still when that applied. I got the Bucks and the Celtics. Um,
No
I
Miami?
mean, nah, I mean, we did just beat the brakes off Philly the other night, and that's why I'm just like Jimmy with that Embiid stuff and that Philly stuff. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Philly is not on the level of the Bucks or the Celtics. That's a fact. They like more on the Cavaliers level, like, and you know what? I'll leave. I ain't gonna be.
Mm,
I'll leave my
I mean, I
pettiness.
agree. Mm,
I was gonna say I'll leave my pettiness for a player until we get to round robin. But as far as the Bucks and Celtics, I mean Celtics really have been control of this series versus the Bucks. To be honest with you, I mean you got Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, two guys that you know that can go off. I mean on the other side, what you only got really Giannis. I mean, Chris Middleton, he hasn't really been Chris Middleton this
mm,
whole season. He's been battling injuries left and right. Drew Holiday, I can't take nothing from him. Bird dropped 50 the other night. I can't take that away from him. But is he going to be able to do that on Marcus Smart, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, the slew of defenders that Boston can throw at him? For me personally, I got to go with Boston, to be honest with you. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing. I get it. They had like a little slide like a few weeks ago, but I, I'm just gonna find it hard to see Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum go down, and then I know the Bucks took them to 7 last year without Middleton, but like I said, Chris Middleton has not been looking like Chris Middleton this year, so I'm rolling with the Celtics to the NBA Finals.
Wow. Wow. I think this is the beginning of the end
Here you go.
for that duo over there in Boston.
see,
Um, Go ahead,
yeah.
Jimmy.
I'm glad you said that because the media, like, we take narratives and we run with it real quickly nowadays with all these outlets. But Jalen Brown and Tatum, I mean, they're perfect fits. I think the Celtics, they treat him pretty well, so he should stay based off his standards, which is what he was telling us, is based off how he's treated, and what he feels his value is. And if it matches, then cool. But my thing with the Celtics is the two players that they have to bank on are trying to reach the level that Giannis has already shown us he's on. And
You don't think
Giannis
Tatum
without,
and Giannis on the same level?
hell no.
No.
Because Giannis in the
Not,
big
I'm,
stage,
I'm not. No, I'm saying I know Giannis. Some people say he's the best player in the league, but you know, like how you would say like LeBron and Kevin Durant and all of them are on the same level as Giannis. Y'all don't think Tatum is on the same in that tier of players?
I don't believe LeBron's on the same level as Giannis anymore. But I no, I don't believe Jason Tatum's on that tier because you got to get it done at the most clutch times where we need you the absolute most. And KD and Giannis have shown that on a big stage for KD time and time again. For Giannis, I mean, come on, 50 in the finals. Like he's lost a lot of times to the team that eventually, well, yeah, won or made it to the finals. Chris Middleton, you spoke on Chris Middleton not being there last year. I feel like the fact that they went through a lot of the season without him allows them to handle not having him better this year. Last year it
Hmm.
was abrupt, it was just like, oh damn, now we gotta give more minutes and more touches to Bobby Porters and such. So and Grayson, Grayson Allen and such. So I believe those players are going to be better on the big stage in the midst of a playoff series this year as opposed to last year. And Drew Holiday, we need to put more respect on his name because he's a better scorer than Marcus Smart, and he's just as effective defensively.
Yeah, and you don't think Giannis will come out with vengeance, coming and having to play this team again, back to back seasons in a big game like this, and this Bucks core, this is the team that they won a championship with before. So these guys have championship pedigree, a championship mindset, and I mean when you got the best player leading the charge, the best player on the court leading the charge, they should be able to get it done. And they're just as good defensively as the Celtics. So they're just as physical on the defensive end as the Celtics. I think you can put I think Drew will play well against Jalen, and I mean Giannis, he could play all five. He could guard all five positions, and Brook Lopez get in there and bang with the big men down low, and he could stretch the floor. So you got Brook Lopez, those big men ain't gonna be able to stop him on the outside.
The only thing I'll say retort back to that, I'm not the biggest Boston fan, but I will say this year Celtics have a winning record against the Bucks. That's all I'm gonna say. And the only time the Bucks actually beat the Celtics when Tatum and Jaylen Brown didn't play, and it still took them overtime to beat Sam Hauser, Blake Griffin. Who else was playing? I mean, I'm just saying. It's a different story when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is there. But hey, I'll just wait to have my victory lap and say, "I told y'all so. I told y'all." But I'm not sleeping on Giannis. Don't get it twisted. I ain't sleeping on Giannis. I know that's a bad brother, but I got faith in these two up over here. You know I would love to come up in here and say Miami gonna wax that ass, but I can't see it. Even with playoff Jimmy, I can't see it. So I mean, hey, I just got to go with the Celtics right now.
All right, let's take it out to the Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West, man. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Y'all gonna be surprised, man. But this is why I got my hat on today.
No, me and you on the same page.
I got the hat on today. It is gonna be them Suns versus them Lakers. The Lakers gonna make it to the Western
we not on the
Conference
same page.
Yeah, buddy.
We not on the same
page. Buddy. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. Oh, wait, Don. I told you. Without LeBron, I told you this, Don. Without LeBron, AD and D'Angelo.
LeBron was back. LeBron was back. You can't take no victory lap like that.
Can I finish?
I know what you're gonna say. You can't sit here. Bro, they still playing in the play-in right now. They ain't clinched nothing.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I ain't even finished.
Come on, man.
So I told you that AD and D'Lo is gonna get them into the playoffs.
They not in the playoffs.
Okay, they're in the playoffs. They're
not. They're in the play-in. It ain't the same.
Be in the playoffs.
So they could lose 2 games and be out of it.
No, they only 1 game behind the Warriors.
No, but what I'm saying is, say if they make it, I imagine they only going to be in the play-in because the Warriors probably going to win tonight. So if they was to lose to the Pelicans and then lose to the, I don't know, Timberwolves or Thunder, they out. They don't make the playoffs.
They all in the playoffs. They all in the play-in. So it don't matter.
The play-in is not the playoffs.
Either way, they're gonna be there. So it's gonna be the Suns. It's gonna be the Lakers. That's who it's gonna be right there. Mark my words, man. Listen, they're gonna win in the play-in tournament. I got them in the play-in tournament. I had them playing the Mavs, but now the Mavs are out. They're gonna beat the Thunder. Okay, they're gonna beat the Thunder. LeBron and AD, they're gonna.
First, are they gonna beat the Pelicans? That's who they face first in the play-in. They beating the Pelicans.
They got to play. I thought they played the low seed. The low seed.
They play 7 and 8 play and 9 and 10 play, and then the loser of 7 and 8 play the winner of 9 and 10. So first, are they beating the Pelicans?
Ooh, that might be tough. But since I'm gonna just go with my narrative, right?
But you're gonna ride because that's
what I got. I gotta ride it out.
You got to. You know, I get it.
So you know what? They're gonna beat the Pelicans. Whatever. Okay. So just the experience of LeBron and AD, They'll be okay. Then I got the Lakers upsetting the Grizzlies in 5 games. Five
5.
games.
Oh wow.
5. Grizzlies gonna win 1 game.
Yeah.
Then in the second round, this is for you, Don. I
Is it?
know the Lakers are 1-3 versus the Kings.
Oh, I'm glad we both on the same page.
Because the King, I'm telling you now, the Kings are gonna beat the Warriors in the playoffs. They're gonna beat them. They're gonna be too young.
Yeah,
They're
Jimmy,
gonna be
you see
too
what you came
fast.
back to?
Yo, yo,
They're gonna be too young. They're gonna be too fast.
too young.
They're gonna be too young.
The
They're gonna be
Warriors
too
are
fast
young themselves.
for the Warriors, and they're gonna beat the Warriors. And then they're gonna play the Lakers, and the Lakers are gonna beat them in 6 games. Then the Lakers are gonna come up and play the Suns. It's gonna be LeBron versus KD right there for the Western Conference Finals. LeBron and AD
Yo.
trying to get back to the finals. You got KD trying to fight for his third ring. CP3 getting his looking for his first ring, and they're gonna lose to the Suns in 5 games because
Damn.
the Lakers ain't gonna be able to stop KD and Booker. And that's it. That's my matchup right there. The Suns versus the Lakers. That's why I got my hat on, man.
Yo, I'm a Laker fan, and I can't do nothing
I'm a
but shake my
Houston
damn
fan,
head.
so.
I can't. But I have what did I say? I have whatever in the fight. My team is in the fight here, and I can't help but shake my head. You got my team going to the Western Conference Finals.
That's crazy.
You got the Kings beating a dynasty-led, young, revamped Warrior squad.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Greatness is just so not appreciated sometimes here. The first Bill Belichick, always Tom Brady. I mean, shit. I mean, what's the next angle of the disrespect of greatness?
Is LeBron
The
not great?
Kings?
Is LeBron not great? The AD and LeBron not win a championship? Both
I mean,
championships,
bubble championship. Let's hope that AD is but you
KD
praise
won
the
2
Kings
rings with
2
the
times.
Warriors.
I'm gonna get off the greatness for a second here. Now, as far as you praise the Kings, a team who's not even close to great, just first playoff appearance since like 06 or 03, somewhere in that range. And with that being said, you got the Kings, the Lakers beating the Kings in 6, but the Lakers beating Memphis in 5. So you believe the Kings have a better shot at beating the Lakers than Memphis?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are we praising the Kings so much? Yo, Chris Webber's not there. Like, Mike Bibby's not there. Like,
De'Aaron Fox. Fox is there. It's a bonus.
It's a bonus.
Ja's more of an issue. Jaren Jackson's defense on AD is better than Sabonis isn't going to be able to offer anything against AD.
Yo, honestly, I think AD gonna step it up. I think AD gonna come out balling for this Lakers.
Jimmy, who you got? Who you got, Jimmy?
Because I mean, this is oh my god. So obviously the other team that I said would make it to the West is not there. So we're leaving 2.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak on now before
because I remember me and you going back and forth, and you was just Mavericks could beat the Kings
in a 7-game series.
Mavs can't even make the playoffs. How that's gonna happen?
True, and why it's not happening is because of what I always speak on, defense. And you're talking about trading all your defensive assets to get a talent of Kyrie Irving's caliber. If the Mavericks had just Jalen Brunson and Luka last year with no defense, like Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock, he was playing well. But if you have more defenders on your squad, McGee's getting more minutes finally, and their defense was getting a little bit better. But if you have more defenders on your squad, you're just able to do more. This team can't guard nobody, anyone. And the Kings have young legs, so that makes you live on defense. Other teams have good schemes or defensive anchor, Jaren Jackson, AD, things of that nature. The Clippers have versatility. Like, teams can hang their hat on something when the game slows down, but what the hell can the Mavericks hang their hat on? I did not anticipate them trading their defensive assets away in order to try to get back to the Western Conference Finals. That is not the recipe for success. So yes, I was wrong. Mark Cuban, you were wrong too as far as this trade. As far as these Suns and the Warriors, I'm not even the Warriors are the Warriors. The Suns have the path, I believe, the easiest path to get there. I believe going against it will be the Clippers without Paul George, or Clippers with a Paul George who's just now getting back. That's a beautiful with Westbrook, relying on Westbrook to, take you home along with Kawhi. I like that. And then you got the Nuggets potentially in the next round. The Nuggets, I'm not a believer in the Nuggets on that level, and the Nuggets don't have enough firepower at the top to compete with the Suns. Very similar to the Lakers, but in a very different fashion because the firepower of the Lakers can sustain a great series, but it's the depth of the Suns team that I actually underestimated. I believe that Cameron Payne can, he can go get hot for two of these 6 games and potentially in the series. I can see that. I can see what's the other guy? He's a very rugged guy, a 3-and-D type of guy. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name. Small forward / power forward, and I believe that against the Nuggets is gonna take it over the top. The Suns and the Warriors got it easily. To me, a little bit easier than the Bucks and the Celtics, if I'm being completely honest. I believe in the Warriors and I believe in the Suns.
Well, this shall be interesting then.
The Lakers, but who do you have?
You know the stuff I be pushing.
Wait, but you said the Kings.
I stay 10 toes. Suns and Kings in the Western Conference Finals. Hey, how can we say the Warriors are going to win something if they 9-30 on the road? You got to play at the other team house. I just don't understand. And the Kings are one of the best road teams. I don't know if you know that, but I mean they like plus 10 on the road.
Sacramento's so close to Golden State. Come on now.
But yet they still find a way to lose. I'm just
games for the Warriors.
Hey, beat that in May, they still won't win. The Warriors, they only got 2 players averaging over 15 points versus the Kings, and that's Curry and Wiggins. I don't know if you know this. You probably do. Wiggins been missing for a little while now. So you just think Wiggins gonna come? He ain't back yet. You think Wiggins gonna just be plug and play back in and just everything is normal? No chemistry issues, no nothing. I don't see it.
Yeah,
Kings. Okay, well, hey, Kings first in points per game, third in assists per game, first in true shooting percentage. I mean, second in field goal percentage. Top 5 in 3-point make. You know what that tell me? The Warriors gonna have an issue trying to stop that high-powered offense and their first in pace. Man, hey, all I know is Kings gonna spank the Warriors' ass. They're gonna earn your respect that day. And then second round, they would play like who would they play?
Memphis, Lakers potentially.
They spanking Memphis ass.
Wow.
Yeah. Memphis has a losing record on the road, and hey, I just got more faith in the Kings. As far as the Suns, I'm a KD fan. Like KD's my guy. So yeah, Devin Booker and De'Aaron Fox is my 2 favorite players in the league, but that's not reason why I chose them to meet. It's just the fact that their teams.
You shouldn't say that.
Their teams are better. You know what I'm saying? You chose the Suns too, so hey.
I did. But greatness. I mean, the accumulation of talent. You know what KD does? It's soft behind, soft as charming.
So see, here y'all go with that.
And last week I heard you say it's all the same. It's not the same. KD's is way softer. That's like LeBron going to the Celtics with KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. It's ridiculous. The same.
But my finals prediction. I got Suns. I got the Suns beating the Kings. That's when the Kings. That's when they meet their match. They finally come up against a team that they won't have enough to handle. I couldn't make the Kings go on like a Bengals run, but I'm not going to do that. I believe in the Suns, and then I got the Suns versus the Celtics, and I got the Suns pulling it out.
I got the Suns versus the Bucks, and as a rematch, finals rematch, and I think Chris Paul, Booker, and Ayton finally gets their revenge on the Bucks. KD gets his 3rd ring. Chris Paul gets his 1st. And Booker is the start to show that it's over between that duo in Boston, man. Because you got these are the young stars. These are the young stars that's in the league now. Booker, Jaylen Brown, You got Tatum. You got Luca.
But you lost. What they got to do with the Celtics if you got them going against the Bucks?
Because the Celtics gonna realize that they're not gonna be able to win it with Brown and Tatum. They're not they're not gonna do it. They're gonna ship him out of there. Try to get something different.
I mean, that's a great
Right,
point
gonna
because
bring
how
in a
else do the
superstar.
Celtics upgrade? Like what else do the Celtics need? I mean, that's
That's
a great point.
their most
Yeah,
valuable player right there.
yeah. I don't know what else that roster could do, but yeah, I got the Warriors. I mean, I don't know why y'all you assume. Yeah, look
The
flabbergasted.
Warriors what?
Great.
The
Warriors
Warriors
going
I
to
have
the
what?
I have the
championship
Warriors
game.
going back to back and losing to the Bucks in the finals. That's what I've been saying
Wow.
since the start of the year.
Beating the Suns?
Yes, Andrew Wiggins.
You
Understand
know he
this.
don't believe
The thing.
in Chris Paul.
No, I don't believe in Chris Paul's durability. He's here. He's still here. If he's not here, I don't believe in the Suns. But if he's here, I still got the Warriors beating the Suns. That's how I believe. When Chris Paul plays that man Steph Curry and the Warriors, he flakes. Sometimes intentional, sometimes non-intentional.
Boy, Jimmy, I'm
When
gonna tell you right now,
Kevin Durant,
if K-
before Kevin
KD
Durant
gonna
went to
put
go join,
50 balls on the Warriors.
KD has not won a championship since he left the same Warriors. He has done nothing without those Golden State Warriors. Actually, he made it to the NBA Finals, but other than that,
Bro
he's done
came
nothing.
a foot. Bro came a foot
A
from a
toenail, yeah,
bench to the Eastern. Stop.
yeah,
Yo, you got to
yeah.
stop, bro.
No, you're right. You're right.
Jesus,
You're right. And he did that against who? Someone who's trying
the
to prove
Bucks.
something. Yeah, yeah. Giannis Antetokounmpo and who? This guy, Steph Curry, is surrounded by greatness, other proven great players. And I believe if you join that with the key to their team, which is Andrew Wiggins, the key to the teams that won championships was Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, low key. When Harrison Barnes played like an all-star, the Warriors were undefeated. Like, I'm pretty sure undefeated. If he scored more than 17 points a game, I'm sure they had a high winning percentage. Andrew Wiggins is the key to all this because Kaminga's been getting important minutes. So now with him coming off the bench, it adds more versatility. Draymond Green, they're getting ready to ship him out unintentionally, potentially based off of the contract. But Kaminga is, like I said earlier in the year, he's right in there to fill that slot eventually. I got the Warriors because I believe in the Warriors. I believe Steph Curry. I believe in shooting. I believe when the game slowed down, you talk about those Pacers. I mean, the Kings and their pace, that's their number one attribute. But in the playoffs, that number one attribute is minimized because of the pace of the game naturally slows down. Now, I'm not saying that they can't because they have great passers on that team and they have great spacing on that team. But the camaraderie, the chemistry, the lack of Harrison Barnes is a good vet. You can argue Sabonis is a good vet. I mean, they're relatively young, but we're talking about playoff experience basketball here against your first round. Like if you said they played in the second round after they accomplished something and were high on emotions, I could potentially see an upset with the Warriors. But you talking about first round matchup, you get the Warriors? Nah, I'm not. I'm not. I don't think so. I don't think so.
You know the problem is, Jimmy. I respect it though. You hold on to greatness of what somebody did in the past. I get it. But them Warriors ain't been looking like them Warriors from the past. I'm just sorry to tell you that. I mean, ever since Draymond punched Jordan Poole, they ain't been on the same page. I just
Wait,
can't roll, huh?
your Western Conference was the Clippers and Warriors.
No, I thought it was
No,
Suns and Warriors.
Suns and Warriors. Suns and
Suns
Warriors.
and Warriors. Okay, 'cause I
Yeah,
know
the
you said
Clippers.
something
No,
about the Clippers.
no.
He
I was
said
saying
Suns
that.
go against the Clippers.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But it's still craziness that he think the Warriors gonna be able to get through 3 rounds.
Yeah,
How
winning
And they
and the
horrible.
Kings are
nine
not
games,
crazy.
9 games on the road is
Bro,
crazy.
they've only won 9 games on the road. I don't understand what make you
They,
think they're gonna flip it in the playoffs. They had all season to. They had a meeting and said, "Oh, we had a meeting. We're gonna do better on the road." Bro, them boys still ass,
But
bro.
the players on a roster who do the worst on the road are role players. And the role
Mm-hmm.
players have been asked to do more on the Warriors. So you're already in tough territory going on the road, asking the role player to do more. Andrew Wiggins will take the load off of that. And then as far as plugging him into the offense, and same thing with Gary Payton. As far as plugging Gary Payton, a lockdown defender, their best perimeter defender, maybe outside of Andrew Wiggins, into the game alongside a scorer, eases his mind on the other end, so allows him to cook more. Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, we're not asking him to get an ISO, play or mad plays for Andrew Wiggins. He's more so he flows within the offense, and the Warriors' offense is similar to that of the Spurs back in the day, and it's always ever flowing and allowing everyone to get a touch. The way they play basketball, their brand of basketball doesn't, it's not based off of egos or chemistry. It's based off of this. This is the system and scheme. This is how we play ball.
You think the Warriors is gonna beat the Suns?
Yeah. All those players who play the Warriors, except for Devin Booker.
You the one who said it, bro. I'm just
Chris Paul and KD. They don't.
I was over here minding my business. You said it.
Ayton,
that's crazy.
I just don't believe Ayton's gonna win that matchup against Draymond.
What? He's his seventh. Yo, you think Draymond
his
numbers
numbers be better, but he.
Yo,
oh my!
He act like Ayton is just down there like killing them on the block, like face up game. Amari Stoudemire. No, he's not Amari. He's not.
He's not.
Yo, he's not Amari.
He's not as dominant as Amari, but
he's not as good as Amari.
He's not as good. He's not Amari Stoudemire, but he's definitely an efficient big man.
He's efficient with the right pieces around me. He has the right pieces.
Yes,
but Andrew Wiggins on KD, I'm not saying he's going to do anything, but he might have to take a lot more shots to do it.
Who got him?
His efficiency will not. Klay Thompson, Gary Payton.
Stop it.
There's going to be mad bodies. There's going to be multiple bodies. Kuminga. There's going to be a lot of different bodies. That's how the Warriors roll.
There's no one that can guard KD
or Devin Booker.
But if KD has to work more, just like again. The thing about the Warriors in this dynasty, they've had great team defense, some of the greatest team defenses of all time, which has allowed
one
Steph
of the
Curry
worst defenses in the league.
But their best defenders hasn't played all year, and their second best defender just got inserted into the lineup. These two players really affect winning. Wiggins and Gary Payton Jr.
Let me ask you this: I'm sure you watched it. Didn't you see when KD met LeBron in the finals multiple times?
Yes.
He was cooking LeBron, right?
For sure.
Would you say LeBron? Would you have said LeBron was one of the top defenders back then?
No, not in mindset. He shies away from matchups. He shied away from matchups. It would be a pick and roll, and he easily switches. Nah, fuck that. I got him. That's my man. There's no switching.
When the time comes, look. When the time comes now, LeBron switches on to the other night. He was on Kawhi ass. Like he wasn't letting Kawhi get away from him. So I can't agree with that. KD, it don't matter who you put on him. You talking about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins ain't got nothing for Kevin Durant. I don't care about what he did to Jason Tatum. There's levels to this. That boy KD is called the easy money sniper for a reason. Hey, Wiggins ain't got nothing for him. Matter of fact, Wiggins not even gonna be. They not even gonna be there because they're gonna be eliminated by the first round. But just in case it did happen, just letting you know.
But think about the formula in which slowed down KD last year. Those Celtics played great team defense, had versatile players. They didn't have a rim protector.
But they don't got no defense like the Celtics got.
And they don't have the supporting cast of the Nets. The supporting cast of the Nets wasn't knocking down shots. They was missing shots left and right. You think CP3 gonna be missing shots and Devin Booker gonna be just missing shots left and right?
Actually, that's yet to be seen because Devin Booker and especially Chris Paul, the last couple of postseasons, he's had sporadic play. Sometimes he'll come out with damn near 9 points. So I mean, he's not that aggressive trying to score. Ayton, I would love for them to make Ayton beat them. And I believe the Warriors, if any team, as far as scheme, can scheme up someone, and then Draymond, with his text and such, like his energy allows the Warriors to get up and they have a reason, a purpose to. And I believe if you're talking about them getting to the Western Conference Finals, they would have found their groove. And them finding their groove is different than any other team finding their groove in this playoffs because they have the best chemistry out of any of these teams in the West.
Yeah, I'm not worried I'm not worried when I got Chris Paul, the player that has the most double-digit assists with 0 turnovers in league history on my roster. I don't need him to go out there and score 15 points when he can give me 9. KD give me 25, Booker give me 25, and Aiton gives me another 17, 20. I'll find other points from any other person. I'm okay with that.
But to Don's point with that, like if you're playing against a zone, the easiest way to get them out of that zone is being able to shoot the rock. And Chris Paul sometimes just shies away from, even when he was in his prime, just he just shies away from taking the shot. He's more of a playmaker, like you were just alluding to just now. But and Devin Booker's in the same category as Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, and in it that he needs to level up. And if he levels up as we speak, along with KD, the Warriors can overcome. I mean, the Suns can overcome the Warriors. But I'm not anticipating Devin Booker stepping up the way I think we will. I think he should or could because of the lack of pressure on him because he has KD beside him. But I believe Jalen and Jason will do it before Devin Booker will.
I don't. The reason I can't agree is because this roster has been to a championship. Like we're talking like they never been there before. They've been there, and they just added the greatest, one of the greatest scorers of all time, a top 10 player of all time that's still playing at a really high level when healthy. And the Warriors just isn't as good as they were before. You know, as far as Don brought it up being a bad road team. Defensively, they're not there. They're not as good as they were before. And we don't even know about the Wiggins situation. So we don't know when he'll come back. So closing arguments, Jimmy, you got the Warriors and Bucks.
Yep. Got the Bucks winning the chip.
We got the Bucks winning the chip over the Warriors.
Yep. Yeah,
Tom, who you got?
I think he'll be the second greatest power forward of all time. They're too big for the Warriors. Pause.
Behind who? Timmy?
Yeah, second behind Tim if he wins this. Yeah.
I got Suns versus Celtics, and I got that boy KD bringing it back, bringing another championship. To never mind. I'm gonna leave your Devin Booker slander alone. I pulled up some stats of his, but yeah, because you said that he didn't show up. You said he didn't show up in the playoffs, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
I said Chris Paul last year, Devin Booker in the postseason 2 years ago when they lost to the Bucks, he was shaky. They almost lost to the Clippers without Kawhi.
Bro, all I can go off of is what they did. I don't care, but almost. We almost. Hey, you don't give the Bengals. You don't give the Bengals. You don't give the Bengals that type of love. We almost made it to the Super Bowl.
Go, you know. You always trying to see the Oh my gosh!
All the time, man. All the time.
We over here transitioning sports and stuff, taking gloves off.
I know Darius not talking. I know Darius ain't talking. I've been hearing I heard about the Falcons the last couple of weeks. He getting just as bad as me with them bum ass Falcons.
No, I'm not. I just want the respect. Everyone's sleeping on us. ESPN sleeping on us. Everyone, man. I'm here, man. I'm here.
Darius, maybe it's everybody is seeing the same thing except you. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. The team went 7-9 2 years straight, and with a better roster, they're gonna win less games than 7. That doesn't.
The division gonna get better. The division, the Saints. The Saints got better.
We lost 9 games last year and only won by over 10 points. I'm not worried.
You said only one. Only one was won over 10 points.
And on that note, we're gonna head on to the next segment here. So we got Mac Jones.
Hey, I'm glad you stopped that real quick.
Who Mac Jones?
The Patriots, and you already know, as y'all know, we got a Patriots fan here on the podcast. Jimmy, you want to start us off? What you think about this Mac Jones versus the Patriots?
I believe Mac Jones being shopped is a smart thing to do. And it's against what we typically do, which is say next man up, revolving door, Zappy, come on down. But this is not 2000 and let's say 9, 2000 and let's say 11. And Don, you made a point a couple weeks ago in that mediocre quarterbacks cannot win. Mediocre quarterbacks cannot win championships if they do not have the correct personnel around them. And Belichick and the Patriots are not those who go and get assets to create the right type of scheme that fits the quarterback. It's more so it's been leaning on Brady and the fact that he can do a lot with a little bit. But I also want, before we get too deep into this slander with Belichick, put some respect on his name because greatness is appreciated on this side of the mic, on this side of the screen. Now, as far as Bill Belichick, understand that without, let's say, Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson, there you go. Without Phil Jackson, the championships that the Shaq and Kobe Lakers had would have been harder to accomplish. Maybe, let's say, they win less, maybe 2 championships, maybe 1. Maybe they break up sooner. And Belichick has the effect of that of a Phil Jackson. So, with that being said, Jordan wouldn't be the GOAT to the degree that he is if it wasn't for Phil. Tom Brady wouldn't be the GOAT to the degree that he is without Bill Belichick. So Bill Belichick, LT of the Giants, defensive coordinator was that who? Bill Belichick when he won those championships. So greatness, it helps greatness. And greatness without greatness, maybe you're just good. Or maybe you're just great without championships, multiple. So the first half of those championships that Brady got, it was the defense that we were able to lean on, and we lean on our defense still now to this day. But it's not the top tier defenses of the early 2000 Patriots. And if we can either buffer that up to a different level because the division has gotten better, and we already were in the toughest division you could argue last year, it's going to take a lot, and we don't do a lot when it comes to offseason moves. We're similar to the Packers, but we're not that bad. And I think a splash is needed, and hopefully this splash will come with a championship, unlike our last splash, which was Randy Moss. And that splash, I think, has sat with Bill Belichick to a different degree because he's seen what he can do with less. And another franchise that does that and is trying to do that right now is those Baltimore Ravens. And I'll speak on them a little bit later. But there's the Baltimore Ravens, the Steelers, and the Patriots. It's very slim amount of teams that are able to do more with less. But at this point, Belichick, we don't have time. We don't have decades. We don't have a decade. We have about 5 years of you and your greatness still being in those Patriots halls. So we need you to do something rapid, which is against your religion, but we need it today if we want to be, the Patriots of yesterday.
I give him 2 years.
I give him 1 more year.
Goodness gracious.
Get him out of here.
Gosh.
Don, what you think? Because I seen your face on this the whole time. I know you got something to say, man.
I was chilling, Then I heard, I think it's a good move to trade Mac Jones. Mac Jones is y'all only one good piece y'all got over there. That is craziness, and that's with Belichick over there. Oh no, I like Judon. Our
DBs look pretty good.
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all got that one DB I do like. I forgot his name.
Duggart, Kyle.
Yeah. And y'all got that little fast little cornerback that be returning
Marcus
punch.
Jones.
Marcus Jones.
Yeah.
Jack Jones. Who? Jack Jones. Watch out for number 13.
As far as your offense, it's ass. But
offensive line.
Well, hey, I'm to the point where I think Mac Jones should request a trade from the Patriots. Get away from this. Just the Patriots used to be held in high esteem. Now they down there. I'm throwing smut on them like they the Cleveland Browns. I'm just to the point where it's like, hey, you back. You get this slander.
Wait a second here. You have the audacity. Like, let's not act like the last 5 years we haven't been,
What? Oh, thank you for bringing that back up for me to remember.
4 years, yeah.
Thank you for, it's amazing to me that Bill Belichick wants to shop Mac Jones. Mac Jones is the one who brought y'all back to the playoffs after Brady. Bill Belichick didn't do nothing before he had Mac Jones or Brady. And I'm just trying to figure out, why is Bill Belichick getting a pass? He brought in defensive coordinators to coach this man on offense after he just went from Josh McDaniels to now he got Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. What the hell he gonna do with that? And then after that, he get mad because Mac Jones go out and seek advice from Alabama about how to run the offense. Why are you so pissed off? You didn't set this man up to be successful. You didn't give him adequate weapons. You didn't give him adequate coaching. And now you're pissed off on him. Belichick has this thing about him. Anybody that doesn't fall in line, he wants to get rid of. And I just don't see how that works. Because when do you get rid of yourself? Because you're the problem. I'm sorry to say. I mean, think about it. They was ranked 26 in total offense last year. And now what you going to say? Oh, we can bring in Bailey Zappi. Really? yo, y'all Patriots fans do not deserve Mac Jones. You talk about Bailey Zappi after Mac Jones just took y'all to the playoffs it was last year, I guess, since we still in this NFL season. So he took y'all to the playoffs. Granted, y'all got y'all ass blown out by the Bills. But Cam Newton didn't get y'all back to the playoffs. Mac Jones did. So he gets the credit. So I'm just trying to figure out, why in the hell are y'all Patriots fans so ungrateful for an average quarterback, and y'all trying to go out here and put Bailey Zappi? Yeah, he had a few good starts. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. So has Baker. Doesn't make you a good quarterback.
Yo,
hey, you know me.
You know what? It's crazy. Yeah, because I mean, Baker, one of Baker's teammates just came out today and said the Baker slander is crazy. And I've said it multiple times that his teammates love him, and he's
not Miles not Myles Garrett. I heard otherwise. I heard
Myles Garrett hates every quarterback in the league.
My God,
he's a QB killer, man. He's a QB killer. Hey man. I'm not the biggest Mac Jones guy. He's very average, more like the low end, very very low end, close to like 20 ranked quarterback in the league. But
like
I saw
the Falcons rank.
Yeah. That's disrespectful, but okay. But I saw a mock draft today. That the Patriots draft Anthony Richardson and they trade Mac Jones, and then they get Belichick goes into that new form of basically getting a young Cam Newton without having to go out and get Cam Newton of the right now. Because this guy he'll back up, a few of the players in the league now, right? But yeah, if I'm Mac Jones, why would I want to play there? Why would I want to play there? Who can I trust? I can't even go back to my old coaches in Alabama, because guess what? Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, they come from the same tree. They was on the same coaching staff. That's why Bill Belichick drafts Alabama players all the time, because they damn near run the same type of system. So who can I trust? You allow Matt Patricia, a good defensive coordinator, but a defensive coordinator to call my plays to help my development, a failed NFL head coach with the Detroit Lions to help with my development. Come on, man. That's why Bill O'Brien's there, because they need to help out on this offense. When Bill O'Brien, he was the OC in 2011 for the Patriots. He's been with that organization before. He's also had 3 top half offensive seasons with the Texans. So has some experience of, coaching well in a good offense. Not saying he's a good GM, because he was not that in Houston, but okay. I think Bill Belichick is feeling himself slightly. And it's just the issue of, I can get away with system guys, and I don't need to go out and get the big stars and spend a lot of money. And unfortunately, it's not going to work. The Jets is about to go get Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying that they are a Super Bowl contending team, but the defense is better than yours. With Aaron Rodgers, he's a better quarterback than Mac Jones. Their weapons on the outside is better than yours. They still have a top draft pick, as long as they don't give it up to give Rodgers, and they can go get an old lineman. Brees Hall is better than Ramon Stevenson already as his rookie season. The Jets are better than you. The Dolphins went out and said F them picks. They're still in the Rams style of play. They went out and got a top corner in Jalen Ramsey. Xavier Howard still a top 15 corner in the league that can lock down Juju. I'm not worried about Juju on the outside. What are you going to run, a two tight end system again with Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. Well, they're not Gronk and they're not Aaron Hernandez. So I don't know what you're doing. And that's why I say I give him 2 years. Bill O'Brien's going to take that organization over, and he's going to be the next head coach. And it's just going to be the same type of thing all the time. It's just going to it's going to be very tough for this team to really get back because they're held at such high standards. They had Brady for a very long time, and he's been the guy. He's been the GOAT of the NFL. They have been the best dynasty in football since of the 2000s so far. So I mean, no matter what head coach is there, no matter what quarterback is there, I would say Cam actually did a very good job of still keeping his sanity and not buying into the hype of being, oh well, this is the next, you got to play behind, what Brady left. I would say I'll give Cam his props of being able to go there and still be himself. But the way Bill Belichick coaches and this old school tough mentality, and if you notice, Andy Reid is a player's coach. Sean McVay, a player's coach. Pete Carroll, a player's coach. Robert Saleh, a player's coach. Mike Vrabel, a player's coach. All of these guys are you can go talk to these guys. You can they have a connection. They can connect better with their players than what Bill has shown and how he's always been. Your best player didn't even want to play for you no more. Gronk left because he didn't want to play for you anymore. It's over for the Patriots, dog.
I think that's enough. Enough
It's
of
over.
that.
What you got, Jimmy?
Because
it's done. This team is done, man.
Belichick is not good with great players with big egos, and these players have big egos because Belichick helped establish that ego. Like when we talk about a dynasty, when we talk about a team that's been around for 2 decades, that speaks to some type of bending or adjusting to the new style of play or the new football player's mind in those 2 eras. This guy Belichick has been around for a while. He knows how to adapt. That's like accusing Greg Popovich of not blah 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 because Tim Duncan's not there. Belichick has done a lot more than Popovich. We should be shitting on him. We should be
on the same boat.
see now, but if KG was on that train with the Spurs, we'll be speaking differently of him. Greatness with greatness, great things can happen. You're talking about Bill Belichick, someone who did something with Brady. We need to stop saying that because he won a Super Bowl without Brady as a defensive coordinator. He's a experienced champion before Brady even stepped through the door. So let's understand.
Dog, I ain't starting today, bro. I ain't starting. I'm chilling, bro.
Number 2, if we simply got our ducks in a row and we actually said, what if we were that team that said, Lamar, come here? What would happen? Would we be saying the Patriots are shitty still? Like, or let me ask you one question. If Belichick had the personnel of the Ravens of the last 4 or 5 years, what would Belichick do as the Ravens coach instead of John Harbaugh?
What stops him from not doing that?
I'm sorry.
Him, because he's the GM.
Yeah, exactly.
True. But I'm asking if he, and that's the issue, the scheme, his stubbornness. That's what we're speaking on. The fact that he won't go make a move like the Ravens have done. Like the Ravens have made moves and such, and they develop talent very well. Patriots, Ravens are very similar, but the personnel, player for player, the Ravens obviously have it. If Belichick was the coach of the Ravens and Lamar Jackson was his quarterback, with minimal weapons on the outside, still a better tight end, obviously, better defense. Defense is still going to be good with Belichick. What would we be saying about the Ravens?
Are you saying?
Last 5 years
are you
Ravens,
asking if Bill Belichick was coaching the Ravens?
Would they not achieve more?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's an unknown.
Why not? Why though?
Because
that makes me question how you feel about Belichick. And he's the greatest. Come on.
I'm not saying he's not the greatest coach of our generation because he is. I'm not saying that. Only thing I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Coach K is the best. Is the best. One
college
of the best
basketball
college basketball coaches of all time.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he said, man, I'm not doing what Kentucky does. I'm not doing what Kansas does. I'm not going out and getting players
Mhm.
that are one and done. And then guess what he did? He fell in line. He went and got players that were one and done players and was getting the best college basketball recruits to come to Duke. You got to change
See,
the way you coach, man. These
see,
players are different.
But all those guys,
He was able to get away with this for a long time because he had Brady. And then
Yeah.
we also saw in Brady's last couple of years when Brady didn't have weapons, the Patriots what they lost to the Titans that year or something like that. And now it's just coming to show that you can't do this without Brady. And I'm questioning
do
your
what?
greatness. Win
Do
a
what without Brady?
championship. Hell,
Oh,
you can't even win a playoff game to be honest with you. I
They got
mean,
he would have to change his GM
they
skills,
got
not his
cooked.
coaching. He would have to change his GM skills, not his coaching. His GM skills is what's in question. His
let
coaching
me
has led to more
Jimmy,
championships than all those guys you named combined.
Jimmy. No, Brady got more. Jimmy,
No, the coaches he named earlier, all those guys,
oh,
all those coaches combined in their player coach type of coaching style doesn't lead to championships.
Jimmy, let me ask you this. Um, who calls the plays for New England? The
He
defensive
for the
plays.
offense.
Yeah, defensive.
Supposedly Bill, still.
Hmm.
Supposedly 2 years ago, his son got it, but I think it's still him.
Question: was Bill there when the Bills put up 48 on him?
Yeah,
Because that defense kind of looked like it's slipping too. It's not just the GM. I mean, Bills put up 48. Josh Allen was slinging that thing all left and around. I mean, and then we saw Steve Spagnuolo was able to kind of, I won't say he slowed down that Bills offense completely, but then we seen Lou Anarumo this year slow down that Bills offense. So if Bill is this great defensive coach, what is going on?
if first off, our
Bro might
personnel,
not
like
have it no more.
The
Bro might not
GM
have it
is
no more.
failing. The GM is failing the coach. The GM Bill Belichick is failing the coach. Without Brady, a top talent, let's say in the last whatever however much time, you need more on defense. You need more on offense to counteract the fact that you don't have him there anymore. The GM Belichick has not adjusted to the fact that Brady's not there anymore. Belichick's style of coaching adjusts to Brady naturally because he doesn't hold one player on a high pedestal, and that's why I believe the consistency, the fact that we will have to trade up for a draft pick as opposed to being in the top 10 is because of his style of play, his style of coaching. My fault. It leads
But Jimmy,
to even
that
the
goes
worst
to
player
what
playing Brady.
Darius said though. That goes to what Darius said. He has to start falling in line. He has to
The
change how he
GM,
goes about
yes,
stuff.
not the coach, but Belichick. That's all I'm saying.
Coaching too, because you
What
can't
part of the
say
coaching?
because you can't say the coaching and the GM is separate because he's both. So say he has a dispute with a player. Oh, who can make a change? The GM. Who's the
Right.
GM? Bill Belichick.
But he
So
he wears a different hat, though. Is what I'm saying.
but what I'm saying,
I think I get what Jimmy's saying. You gotta so the GM, yes, has to change. You gotta find a way to go get talent. I'm not Mike Gesicki and Juju. Like, come on, we talking about
Jasecki is
guys.
straight. Jasecki's
We
straight.
talking about guys that don't even really create separation from a defender. We talking about system. Any corner that goes through the Patriots system doesn't go anywhere else and play well, except Asante Samuel. That's the only player. That's the only corner I could really remember. Maybe maybe Lawyer Malloy with the Bills, but he was older at that time. Ty Law, maybe because I think he came to Atlanta for a little bit. I don't freaking. I think Lawyer Malloy
Hold on now. Hold
Malloy
on now.
came. Ty,
Hold on. Gilmore, let's relax.
Oh yeah,
Gilmore.
Stephon. Yeah, Stephon. That was a
I
good, very good play. Very good play.
I
According to Skip Bayless, he's the best corner in the league. Just to let you know, Skip Bayless said it. But I'm just saying, I'm just a messenger. That's it.
you always just a
The
messenger.
messenger, yeah.
Hey, I'm just letting you know the news, man. I'm just letting you know the news that the
You know,
Bengals is not
as
like
soon
that.
as somebody
But
says something that interests him, I'm just a messenger. You could have kept that message to yourself.
Jimmy,
Yo,
let's be honest. Let's
that's
be
good.
honest for real. Since Brady has left, they missed in 3 years. They missed the playoffs twice.
Mhm.
The Jets have gotten better. The only year they made the playoffs was just barely. The Jets went 9-8, and the Patriots went 10-7. I mean, I'm sorry, the Dolphins went 9-8. The the Jets had Zach Wilson his rookie year, which was disastrous, and now the Jets are better, the Dolphins are better, and the Bills are still the top team in that division. Okay, what? How long do you give Bill to really rebuild this? How long do you think it's going to take for them to really be able to compete in that division? Because four teams ain't going to make the playoffs every year.
Which
How,
question?
how long? How long do you think Bill got?
How long do you give him, or do you think? How long do I think he has?
How long do you give him?
He is the GOAT. I give you as long as until death do us part. Okay, because it's. I mean, I'm
This is
I'm not gonna work
business.
here, but I understand
Bro,
that. But
Robert Kraft gonna fire him.
when you are head of and shoulders above anyone at your position, I'm giving you the coach because the GM again. That's like talking about Jerry Jones, the owner, as opposed to Jerry Jones, the GM. If Jerry Jones could look himself in the mirror and have a real conversation, he should have fired Jerry Jones, the GM, a long time ago. And Robert Kraft needs to fire Bill Belichick, the GM. The coach, I'll give you forever. The GM, fire him yesterday.
Bro, at some point, the coaching got to get questioned too. I mean, I'm just looking at some of these losses. Just look at some of the teams y'all lost to last year. Y'all lost to the Raiders. Really, y'all lost to the
high-powered
Bears.
offense on paper.
Bro, y'all lost because old boy flipped the ball back, and Chandler Jones Jones stiff arm old Mac Jones. Man, stop it, man. Stop it, man.
I thought I had that out my fucking head. Like that was a tragic day in Patriot history. Okay,
I mean,
like those were the worst days in Patriots history. Like it was just disgusting loss. But
I mean, I'm just looking at it.
We should have got rid of Stevenson.
That's not coaching.
Bro, you think he told them to pitch the ball?
No.
No.
I don't think he told them to do that. But they went out there and did it, so I'm blaming the coach.
No, he did. Honestly, Stevenson, like, oh man, yeah, you're out of here for that. Like,
you cut him right after
lack
that.
of IQ. Yeah, he's out.
You see Jacoby Myers
go immediately.
Oh man,
Don,
how long you give Bill, man? How long you give
after this season, Burr got to be gone because we both know they ain't making the playoffs. All that GOAT stuff is all fine and dandy. I don't care about none of that. At some point, you got to start producing. And to me personally, it's looking like you can't produce without Tom Brady. That's what it's looking like to me. And then on top of that, you got Lamar Jackson right there, sitting right there. I'm gonna hold that because I've got that for another team. I'm gonna hold that, but just one more year.
Okay, I give Bill 2 to 3 years. If they don't make the playoffs in 2 to 3 years, it's over. There's no way you have 6 years without Brady and you make the playoffs once. I mean, Bill Belichick isn't the youngest coach in the league. He's damn near in his mid-70s. Even Nick Saban is still a top dog in college football.
Nah, Georgia.
I mean, but hey, Nick Saban, they top 5 every year.
Yeah, I give them.
They're gonna expand the playoff some point.
Yeah.
So Jimmy giving Bill the end of time, man. Whenever Bill, whenever Bill want to walk away, that's what Jimmy's okay with it.
Lordy.
They need to hire me as the GM. I'm making moves. Get some real talent in that motherfucker.
You gonna recruit it?
Yeah, I take the weight off Bill Belichick's shoulders. Do your thing as a coach. I'll do my thing as a GM.
All right, fellas. Let's get into biggest threats for each NFL division. So let's
already hear. Hey, Darius. We know who we about to hear when the AFC.
No,
North
you're
comes.
not. Yo, I already know what he's talking about. Yo, you already know what you're thinking.
Let's start off with the AFC East and the leaders were the Buffalo Bills. Don, who's the biggest threat to the Bills, man? Patriots?
I really want to say, fuck no. I really want to say none of them, but I'm gonna just help Darius out. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins almost did beat them in the playoffs last year with a third string quarterback. I mean, I just
Respect.
I don't foresee them winning the division, but I mean, like we said last week, you still got Tua. That's some question marks. Offensive line is still some question marks. I would still roll with the Bills as of right now for the simple fact of they're proving it that they've level of consistency that they can do this time and time again, and they got the better quarterback, better wide receiver. I'm going with Buffalo.
Jimmy, what you think?
Yeah, I got the Dolphins. As far as the biggest threat, those Dolphins have weapons that make it very difficult to win by committee, and the top end talent it just tips the scale when it comes to those Dolphins, and we're comparing them to the Jets and the Patriots, and then the chemistry. This team is not going to have to deal with chemistry too much as opposed to the Jets, and again the Patriots. But as far as who's winning the division, I got the Bills. I believe the Bills they, I heard the word regression with those Bills last week,
Oh yes,
and
oh
and and,
yes.
and it made me look twice because I'm like, hmm, stagnant.
Hmm.
I love when you went with the stagnant because that's what they've been. They've been more so stagnant. But this year will determine if they have regressed based off of what they've lost on the defensive end, and that will allow for shootouts to happen. And the Dolphins have an opportunity just because it's a shootout, potentially gonna go down against those Bills. But yeah, I still got the Bills, slightly on top.
Yeah, you guys both hit it right on the money. It's the Dolphins, really. They upgraded their defensive secondary, bringing in Jalen Ramsey. You still got Javon Holland back there, Xavier Howard. They pretty much have the same offense, except Mike Gesicki. They brought back both their running backs, Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. You still got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I mean, there's like 5 tight ends projected to go in the first round. Hopefully, one of them falls to the second round for you to grab. Maybe you go get a tight end. Maybe you go get some old line help to protect Tua. The biggest thing with this team is Tua's health. I mean, that's the number one thing right there. Because if Tua ain't healthy, this team ain't really going nowhere. But if he's healthy, I mean, Tua has showed he's a very good quarterback in this system. I mean, and honestly, playing Diggs twice a year, I mean, in the playoffs, Dick showed that he can get locked down. So I mean, you're gonna have to go against Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard twice a year. That's pretty tough. So if you find a way to take him out the game, I mean, this team could be beat. And also their front seven can pressure Josh Allen. Um, and they shown to be a tough opponent for the Bills. I mean, they played them tough the last few times they played. So I still got the Bills winning the division, but you guys are right. The Dolphins is that's the team that's going to give them the toughest challenge. And we're going to move on to the AFC North,
Hmm.
Don's favorite division. Jimmy, you want to start us off?
Yeah, because I'm gonna stand up and not say the Browns because y'all tripping. Yo, the Ravens have an organization. No, again, these organizations that can do with or without the top end talent, without Ray Lewis, without Ed Reed, they've still been contenders consistently in the playoffs. Joe Flacco, Trent Dilfer. This organization has shown something. So with or without Lamar, regardless of what they do with him, they're gonna be there. So for me,
Beware,
what the biggest threat to
beware.
the Bengals, the biggest threat to the division winner last year. It's not going to be Kenny Pickett.
He's taking this so personal anytime you talk about this
I
division.
mean, goodness
Nah,
gracious.
nah, it would even bother me because I gotta say somebody else. So I would honestly I'd rather him say the Browns, to be honest with you, because we
Yo,
What
just had this
else? What's your
conversation.
you
role? What are
capping.
you
You
saying?
capping right now.
No, the only reason why I say that is because if we just going off of the Ravens right now, we don't know if Lamar is going to be there. And Jimmy said it doesn't matter. He don't know what happened with Lamar even if they don't have Lamar. So that means
Should I
Tyler
get him?
Huntley.
Should
That
I
means
get him?
Tyler Huntley is going to
No,
be your starting quarterback.
no. I cover the
So
Ravens a little bit later, so I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna do. But it ain't gonna be Lamar there. God damn it.
Okay.
you think about trading?
So
So you think about
Trading
trading
up.
somebody?
Yes.
so should I get him? Yeah, because I saw my draft. We're gonna give him a shout out. NFL analyst Lance Zerline. Yeah, shout out
Uh,
Lance. Shout out,
Bro,
Lee.
just throwing out names today, bro. Jesus.
my man Lance. You know what he did for the Ravens? Because that's gonna be the toughest team for the Bengals right there. It's the Ravens. They traded Lamar Jackson for the 4th overall pick, and guess where they go pick up? C.J. Stroud somehow fell to them at number 4, and because you know why? You know why? For some odd reason, the Texans, and we'll get into this a little later. But I'll tell you what the rumors are about the Texans.
Oh no.
That's why I'm going with this right here. So there's some rumors out there about the Texans and what they're planning on doing. So so they go ahead and trade Lamar to the Colts. They get the number 4 pick and they're able to get CJ Stroud. And then with their second pick, guess who they pick up? Zay Flowers from Boston College. So now they give him a weapon with CJ Stroud. Now you got a young quarterback on a rookie deal with a good defensive team. Kyle Hamilton, who I said, and I lived and died by this, that he was the best player in that draft last year. I wanted Atlanta to go get him, but again, just like
He was the best player in the draft.
Yes, I felt like he was the highest rated safety in the league as a rookie.
Bro, that's all fine and dandy. He ain't better than Sauce. I don't even know if he better than Willen, to be honest with you, as a defender.
It's okay because he's out there making plays. That's all I need.
His career might look better than theirs, honestly.
I don't know about that with no quarterback.
But we're you talk about. I think it's just a division thing for you, really.
Yeah,
I think you just don't
really not.
You just don't accept the fact that there's some other good teams in your division.
That's not true.
And that one year slip up for the Bengals can result into the Ravens taking that division over, or the Steelers coming back and taking that division over, which both teams have better coaches than your coach. But anyway, and it's shown throughout their.
What has John Harbaugh done for you to have this much praise to say he's a better coach, bro? And Mike Tom, I don't give a damn about no Super Bowl. We were just shitting on Bill Belichick, and he got 6 of them things, but it ain't stop you from shitting on him. But now you sitting here trying to praise 2 people that only got 1 or 2 championships. Bro, they won that 10 years ago. I don't care about none of them championships, bro. At least Bill Belichick has done it recently.
They have a Super Bowl and they have
what has that done for them? Mike McCarthy has one. It's not doing nothing for him.
Both teams, I think, is better than the Patriots. That's what I'm saying.
Mike McCarthy had some, and Dallas can't get past the second round. So what that gonna do for you?
And that's another stagnant team. That's just that they just fall in line with the Bills. But anyway, and then also we have rumors now that finally someone has reached out to OBJ. OBJ, the Ravens, right, has been connected. Now you got Rashad Bateman, potentially. Rashad Bateman, OBJ, Zay Flowers as a receiving core for a young rookie. Pair him with Mark Andrews. Unfortunately, this offense, you're bringing in guys, one that has injury history. Bateman has shown he really can't stay healthy. The O-line hasn't really been healthy the last couple of years, and the whole running back core hasn't been healthy for the last couple of years. So that's the only unfortunate thing about this offense. But other than that, the talent is there. You play Roquan, one of the best linebackers in the league. You still got a really good pass rush. You still got Patrick Queen in there, Kyle Hamilton, who was the highest rated corner in the league. You still got Humphreys from Bama on the corner end, a very good corner in the league. So we're talking like you just can't plug in a young guy into this offense and he still can be solid for this team without Lamar. Like that, you're not bringing in a bum. Either way, he's a top 2 talent. Whether he goes to the Panthers or the Ravens, you think he's going to do better with the Panthers than the Ravens? Come on now, that doesn't make any sense. So, and this is a run first offense. This is a run first offense. So they're going to lean on the run game anyway, and you're going to surround them with weapons, and this team will be better. If that's how it goes. But that's your toughest opponent right there.
I heard a whole bunch of nonsense, and you know the word I want to put in front of that. That was a whole bunch of nonsense. You talking about, they're going to trade for this guy, then they're going to draft that guy, then they're going to go sign this guy. Bro, the Ravens don't make that many moves, bro. Relax. Bro, you think The Ravens are going to get CJ Stroud. That is blasphemy. That is craziness. I want you to know that. Bruh is not passing the first 2 picks. I want you to know that. I don't care about what rumor that you heard. I can guarantee you Bruh is not getting past the first 2 picks. Then you say, oh, they could go get OBJ. OBJ is waiting to see what Rodgers does before he signs because it sounds like he wants to go to the Jets. You're going to hitch your wagon to the Ravens? They're just as bad as the Bills. They've been stagnant the last couple of years. Like, I'm not here, bro. I'm not even here for none of this Ravens nonsense, bro. Like, Ravens don't supply their quarterbacks with talent. But now, they're going to get OBJ. They're going to get Zay Flowers. Bro, stop it. The biggest competition in the AFC for the Bengals is the Steelers because they actually have a culture built in place that you can see, Kenny Pickett, he was pretty good last year. He can build off of that. They have wide receiver weapons. They have a good defense. They're building an O-line in front of them. The Steelers are way more better than the Ravens right now if we just going straight off of just the eye test, bro. Like,
made the
and then,
playoffs. The Ravens
what does that
made the
mean?
playoffs.
What that mean?
Without Lamar, they showed some type of,
They didn't.
fight.
No, they didn't. They didn't win most of those games without Lamar. I think they only won 1 game without Lamar.
But they were competing in the playoff.
The third best rushing offense in the league.
Bro, what does that mean? Bro, I don't care about none of that. They had one of the easiest schedules last year. Also, let's add that.
Oh my
let's
God.
add that. Hey, it's
you
the
make
truth.
You make every excuse
Can we not
for this for
bro?
every team
I just listen to
division.
you. I just listen to you make up so many goddamn hypotheticals that sound crazy. But yet, when I bring up facts, now it's you making excuses, bro. You just made some damn. They're gonna get CJ Stroud. They're gonna get Zay Flowers. Then they're gonna get OBJ. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Okay. I'll put $100 on it. What you want to do?
Hey man,
you just see that's why I be saying you just be chatting like you just saying stuff over there.
I'm not saying stuff. This is stuff that's out there. This is rumors that are out there.
Jimmie is notorious for saying don't listen to all that media stuff, and yet you up over here. I seen that the Texans might pass up on CJ Stroud.
It's what didn't they not do that with Reggie Bush and Mario Williams? Reggie Bush should have went first overall. And what did the Texans do? They went on and got a pass rusher. They talk
what
about
they got
them
to do with now
because they talk about them either taking Tyree Wilson or fucking the dude from Bama.
Do you want to bet that they take a quarterback?
No.
So stop with this Ravens nonsense that they're going to make all these moves. That's my only thing.
You don't know.
I can only go off of what I see right now, and I'm not about to make up all these hypotheticals to make the Ravens some contender.
It's a potential.
It is because it's not there. They are not there. We can only go off of what we see right now.
But it is potential because Lamar is on the ropes on the fence as far as being there or not. So it is potential that they might do something. I just don't believe it'll be Stroud there.
But what I'm saying, if we're going off of the biggest threat, we can't just magically put OBJ, because if that's the case, I can say, for the Chiefs, let's put DeAndre Hopkins on that team. For the Bengals.
But that's one of his places. You can't.
Bro, they're not
that.
there. You can't put them on there if they're not there. That's craziness.
Because there is potential for it.
That's craziness.
It's not craziness when it's a potential.
That's like me saying, Zeke is on the Bengals now. He's not.
Brother, your coach just came out and said y'all didn't want Zeke. So what are you talking about?
I get all that. I'm saying you can't just magically. I'm saying you can't magically just put somebody on there just because there's a rumors. There's 1,000 rumors in the offseason. If we go off of every rumor,
the rumor is that they're trying to get a quarterback potentially because Lamar may not be their quarterback.
Yes, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. They can get Hendon Hooker. That's what I'm saying. We can only go off of right now. How are we just magically putting people on teams that they're not on?
What it is.
Bro made three different changes. Like, that is craziness.
What do you mean? How is that not crazy? Did they not? Did the reports just not come out that the Ravens offered OBJ a contract?
What does that mean?
And that was the only team that has done it so far. There's been as many Adam Schefflers and Woj, just no one else has came out and said, hey, The Chiefs offered OBJ a contract. The Jets have offered OBJ a contract. No, he's been
Why
waiting
you didn't
for Rodgers to go there.
why you didn't bring up OBJ waiting to see what happens with Rodgers? Because if Rodgers goes to the Jets, it sounds
That's a
like he's
potential.
leaning more towards the Jets, but you didn't bring that up. You just you
literally-
eliminated that one and said, "Oh, he going to Baltimore."
I didn't
You
eliminate
did.
it. I just gave it a scenario. I gave a scenario of what Baltimore could do. They could still go sign OBJ. They could trade Lamar, and they could go draft a quarterback. And another,
They could.
Dude,
I could win the lottery. I could
that's
win the
why you
lottery. I could win the lottery. I could win the lottery tomorrow.
Why do projections?
You could potentially win the lottery, yeah, if you did it.
Yes, but I can only go. I can only go off of right now. I'm not about to sit here and make up.
Potential is not going off of right now,
bro. But you can't,
It's not
bro.
even making up.
It's not even realistic. Honestly, some of the stuff he said ain't
How?
even
They,
realistic.
they need a quarterback. They may not have their
You think they're getting
franchise
CJ
quarterback.
Stroud? Do you think they're getting CJ Stroud?
That's the part where I feel it's not realistic.
Exactly. Okay.
But a
Okay.
quarterback being there is realistic.
I know. I'm not saying that they couldn't get Hendon Hooker or somebody in the back of the first round. If bro went straight to CJ Stroud, and that's where he just lost me. And then then they can pick up Zay Flowers in the back half of the draft, and then they can get OBJ. Bro, when have the Ravens ever gave their quarterback weapons? Please let me know.
They drafted Rashad Bateman 2 years ago in the first
Trash.
round. Trash.
Trash.
You crazy.
Trash.
When Rashad Bateman's out there on the
He's
field,
straight. He's straight.
Yeah, you okay?
You switched up.
Shoot, Steel is the biggest. Steel is the biggest competition to the Bengals out in the north. Not no bum ass Ravens. Their time has passed.
All right, we're gonna see. And let's get to the next one. So we're gonna go to the AFC South, the Jaguars, and honestly, it's the Colts for me. Lamar, Bryce, Stroud, who knows? One of these three players could be there. Will Levis, who knows? I don't fucking know. Will Levis, I don't think he's the greatest, but who knows? If that's the guy on the board for them, that's who they might grab. But they need a quarterback for the future. They need to stop getting all these guys that's just plug and play, and that isn't going to be a difference maker for their franchise. They need to go out and get someone. They got a solid defense. They got a solid front seven. They did lose Gilmore on the back end. That's a big loss. But at the end of the day, they got a top-tier running back in Jonathan Taylor. And I think this could be a bounce-back year for him. And I can project him getting like 1,300 yards because that's how good he is. And then leaning on the run game.
I like that. Honestly, it was out of the Texans and the Colts for me, and I just was like, wow, am I disrespecting the Titans? But no, I'm not disrespecting the Titans. I believe the Texans will turn that defense around on some historic shit. I believe the coaching really will matter, and it's really going to show its head with the Texans. But for me, it's the Colts. The Colts have it because they have the personnel. I believe the line will, just like you said with Jonathan Taylor, have a bounce back. And then whoever is drafted there will have a, solid protection around them. It's on them to either make mistakes or not. And I believe based off of that, the Colts have a puncher's chance. And on defense, they have playmakers. They can make it difficult for a Jags team that is trying to still find their footing. And the coaching matchup, the Jags win that. So I got the Jags winning the division based off of that and based off of what they should do with more weapons. I'm talking about Calvin Ridley.
I'm going with the Texans, to be honest with you. I think them boys going to probably get one of these top quarterbacks, and then I think they probably going to pick up some weapons for them. I mean, their defense, their secondary isn't bad, to be honest with you. And then I like D'Amico Ryan as a head coach. They picked up some veterans like Ward and some other pieces during free agency. I mean, the Texans beat the Jags last year. I would tie them. I'll say that. No, they did beat them, actually. Yeah, they beat the Jets. The coach tied. I got their schedule right here. Let me just look at. Yeah, they beat the Jags in Week 5. Jags was ass back then. I think I really do have faith in this Texans team, to be honest with you. They got Damian Pierce. They signed Robert Woods. I think they're trying to build like a little like how the Panthers are doing. They're trying to build a nucleus of some well-rounded players, and then still adding in the draft. And I think the Texans, I think they're going to be a problem for those Jags next year. I'm just not ready to say they're going to win the division. So I still got to roll with them bum-ass Jags. But, hey, never know.
Yeah, I could agree.
To the bum-ass Jags part?
Nah. That the Texans got a good defensive back core. Um, but they still need some pieces. I give them another year before they're really competitive in that division.
They shouldn't have took Stingley. They should have took Sauce, though.
Yeah, I think Stingley could have take some. Corner's a tough position, man.
I agree.
Chiefs in the AFC West. Don, what you think?
Yeah, it'd give me nothing but pleasure to say one of these teams are gonna knock the Chiefs off, but I can't do it. I got the Chargers as a biggest threat, though. I mean, they got the second best quarterback in the division, and say what you want, the Chargers do have a good roster from offense to defense. They have weapons. They have defensive pieces. We saw what Khalil Mack can still do. We've seen what Joey Bosa could do. Asante Samuel was picking Trevor Lawrence pockets in the playoff game last year. And then you still got J.C. Jackson coming back. Got Derwin James. I just think this team is set up to really make a run. It just they got to figure out the injury and they got to figure out their play calling, to be honest with you. But I got the Chiefs still winning. I can't say nobody gonna beat them right now.
Yeah, I got 100% agree, man. You hit it right on the money. The roster is actually really well rounded with the receiving core. If they can get a tight end in the draft, that'll be golden for them. Still got Austin Eckler there. You made highlight to J.C. Jackson coming back, Derwin James. Hopefully he gets a full healthy season, which he typically misses 2 to 3 games a year. Asante Samuel Jr. is still there. Khalil Mack, Bosa. Hopefully they stay healthy because all of these guys are always injured. And they just brought in Eric Kendricks from the Minnesota. Hopefully he can have a bounce back season after having not so great of a season last year. And Kenneth Murray, another linebacker who, tends to miss a lot of tackles. So, yeah, the roster is there. It's just they got to stay healthy and they got to take it to another level.
Yeah, I think it will be time. I agree with what y'all said. Yeah, was on the money with it. I think it's the timing of this roster. They usually peak at the wrong time, and it's usually early in the season. I think the bye, I think the bye is going to be very important for this team. Like you said, the health, but just getting to a point where big plays isn't what they lean on. You don't want to go to the Bills formula. You want to go more so to the Chiefs formula, and being able to methodically go down and get points on the board, and then on the back end, not trusting your guys on the back end so much on some island jump. Like, I feel like they should bend but don't break and allow their more like the 49ers. Like the 49ers are gonna, they're gonna send 4 and they're gonna hope that those 4 get there and allow the back end to do what they do. And I think that is the formula for them if they want any type of, fight when it comes to the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs they are poised for success for years to come. And I mean that pick was sort of tough only because I believe the Chargers, they don't have the personnel at the top that the Broncos do. I think the Broncos will actually turn around their their fortunes from last year just because of the head of the snake. And Sean Payton will deliver more than I believe what's his name? The Raiders coach. What is his name? Goodness gracious.
McDaniels.
There you go, McDaniels. I believe he'll deliver and have a better season than them. And it's not gonna be based off record. It's not gonna be based off record, Don. We're not taking bets here. Okay.
Hey, I ain't got nothing. Hey, I ain't got nothing. Hey, y'all on that rush train, and the Broncos gonna be good. But it's not even gonna be good because he said they're only gonna win 7 games. That's craziness. But hey, I ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, we just gonna see. Yeah, you know where I stand on that team right there.
That's who I was gonna go with first, Jimmy. But I was like, you know what?
It was-
Let me think realistically.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you didn't do that when the AFC North came up. But real quick,
I came
y'all
very
seen that
realistic.
he is it hey
the straw.
hey
That's
y'all
on
seen that
court.
y'all seen that post y'all seen that post from the I think it was Tim Patrick. He had like Chiefs like some little what he said shitholes, and then the Raiders fake thugs when he was talking about teams in their division.
I
I
ain't
did
see
not
it.
see
No,
that.
he said they cocky. He said the Chiefs are cocky. I believe that's what he said.
It should be. They can be.
Yeah. I mean, when you win a championships, that's what you could do. Unlike some teams, but we'll keep that going.
Falcons.
So, no,
Yo.
whoa. We ain't out here. We ain't out here smoking cigars
Yeah,
before
we
we
know
even win.
y'all ain't out here. We know y'all not out here.
We're not out here smoking cigars
That's
before we even win anything.
that's
But it's
that's
okay.
gonna that's gonna be proven in
NFC,
a few minutes when we get
yeah.
to that.
Oh yeah.
Who the
Oh
biggest
yeah. Hey,
thing.
I'm ready. I'm ready for next season, man. I'm ready for the draft. I'm ready for next season because it's on, man. NFC East, the Falcons is here. Rise up. That's what we do.
Bro, you talking
NFC
about the NFC East, bro?
NFC East Eagles. Jimmy, what we got?
I got the Cowboys in there. High, star power they got all throughout that locker room. It's gonna be up to Dak and Mike McCarthy. So along, yeah. And I believe the Eagles will still take it. I believe the trenches is where it will be won. I believe the trenches is where it will always be won for those Eagles as their core continues to try to build on their legacy, making it to two, winning one. And I think they'll be able to, battle with the 49ers at the end of the year, but the Cowboys may make it a little bit tougher. Maybe the Cowboys sneak a game here or there and make it to where the Eagles have to travel during the postseason. The Cowboys are it for me.
Don, what you think?
Cowboys. I mean, ain't no other right answer. I guess if you're Darius, you're gonna put Lamar on the Commanders, and then he could say the Commanders if that's how we going about stuff.
Hey, Dan
But
Snyder, spend the money, man.
since
Use
that's
the
a rumor,
last hoorah.
since that's out there, we could
Yeah,
put Lamar on the Commanders.
you're
But
right.
it's the Cowboys. I mean, honestly, the Cowboys got. I was just telling the guy this earlier. Cowboys got everything. Only problem is it's just them. That's all it is. I cannot take credit away from them. I mean, I would say Mike McCarthy and Dak. They give me a reason to pause, but I mean, as far as the overall roster, they got it all on offense and defense. So, Cowboys the biggest threat to the Eagles. I'm still gonna roll with the Eagles as of right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys as well, man. Low key, they had a really good free agency. I think because they hit on the two major pieces on guys who have shown that they are proven. They spent two fifth round compensatory picks, not even their draft picks that they've already that naturally comes to their team. So two compensatory picks for Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. They need a running back. Maybe they pick Bijan Robinson. Who knows? Maybe Jerry. We'll get into this a little later, but I see what y'all think on that. But they might need to add another deep threat receiver. Maybe Cedric Tillman. Jalen Hyatt gets a lot of the highlights from this Tennessee offense. But let's not forget about Cedric Tillman, who in 2021, when he was healthy, last year he wasn't healthy, but he put up 200 on Georgia, which they got killed, but he put up 200 on Georgia, and he put up 150 on Bama in the same year. So he showed that he could play at a high level. Hyatt, just a little different. For some reason, he just finds a way to be wide open every single time he scores a touchdown. But he knows how to get past the defender. But yeah, they need a deep threat. Another one.
So you back putting people on teams again? I see.
Bro, we just did a mock draft the last week. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yo,
We did a
Bro.
projection on
Just saying, bro.
where the free agents are gonna go. We
Just
just did a
saying, bro.
projection who is gonna win the
That's
NBA
different.
finals.
That's
That's
different.
not different.
That's different.
Not
You
different.
over here, we asking you about the biggest threat to these teams, and you just magically putting these people in these teams.
Because these are
Nah, bro.
potentials that can happen, brother. That's it. That's it. NFC North, the Vikings. I think the Lions is the biggest threat to them. They go out and get the defensive needs as far as the defensive back help for a bad defensive football team. They add a capable running back in David Montgomery, who's shown when healthy, he's actually a solid back. They need a tight end. There's five that are really good in the draft. They need at least to hit on one of their first round draft picks. One of them has to be a difference maker for this team. And they need to also decide if Golf is really the guy, whether they're going to draft a person that, they think will take over the job. And also, the downside about this team is the expectation. Now that they have won a certain level of games, they've shown that they are pretty talented. Now they have expectations to take another leap in that in as far as winning more and becoming a playoff team. So I think it's the Lions.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Lions. I have Lions winning the division. The Vikings. I don't believe in Kirk. Jared Goff will show with everything they need because I believe on offense they have just about everything they need. Defensively, obviously they need to make strides, but the Vikings are subpar trash actually on that category as well. The Green Bay Packers, if they are running the ball to the degree, I'm not about to praise Jordan Love, so don't lean up. Don, okay?
I'm chilling, bro. I ain't even saying that. I'm chilling.
Jordan Love will not play like a top 10 quarterback, and the Packers will not be a top 2
Look at
team
that.
in this
Look at
division.
that. Just
Yeah.
anointing players to top 10 level. Didn't even play yet.
I said top 15.
Just anointing the Bengals is the best
top
team
15.
in the league before they even. Let's keep
I
up.
said
My
top
bad.
15. Ain't that what you about to do with the Falcons?
No.
You're gonna anoint them to the conference championship. I mean, your division championship. I'm sure
I'm
you
gonna
are.
anoint them to 2 more wins, and that's 9 wins. That's what I anointed them to.
Those lines have a formula here. The Vikings did it last year. They underachieved. I believe they will be right back in that stratosphere for them. I'd say about middle of the pack, and fighting for a playoff berth. The Lions will solidify their position in the standings pretty early on in the season. I think they'll get off to a great start. I believe in that coach, and I got the Lions.
See, I'm. It's gonna come off as hate. I think the Lions probably are the best team to try challenge them, but I'm not going with them because like me and Darius has discussed, that schedule is mighty tough next year. We don't even know if they even gonna win 7 games, to be honest with you, bro. Like that schedule is crazy. Like they got Chiefs. I think who has it?
Well, don't the rest of them have them too?
Yeah, but at the same time, because they finished second, so any cross division matchups, they're gonna face the second best team in that division, in that whatever division. So let me just I got you, bro. I got you.
But who do the Vikings, Packers, and Bears play? That's what I'm trying to.
I mean, they play the same divisions that they play, but I'm saying so. Say a team was to play the AFC North. That's who they actually do play. So the Vikings got to play the Bengals. The Lions got to play who finished second? The Ravens, and then the Packers got to play the Steelers or somebody like that. So it just goes down. But besides the NFC South, they got the AFC West: Denver, Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, Baltimore, Cowboys, Seattle. I'm not too sure that they even gonna win 7 games, to be honest with you. So me just being me, I'm rolling with the Packers. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing the narrative. I'm gonna stay consistent with it. I think Jordan Love is gonna show a lot of y'all that he is gonna be a good quarterback in this league. I believe after they trade Rodgers, they get some picks. They use some of them picks to bring in some more talent. And hey, I just got belief in the Packers for some reason. It might come off, it might come back to bite me, but I'm rolling with the Packers as maybe the biggest threat to the Vikings right now. I know a lot of people are low on the Packers because of Jordan Love, but I did see him go a couple different drives against the Super Bowl runner-up, and he was cooking them.
All right. NFC South. NFC South.
Go ahead, Darius. No, go, Darius.
Nah, brother. Nah, brother.
No,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
no. I want to hear
Talk
you.
about your Panthers. Talk
I
about
want to
your
hear
Panthers,
you.
man. Talk about
I
your
want to
Panthers.
hear you.
Talk about the Carolina Panthers, man. Oh, no. The New Orleans Saints. That's what I want to hear. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you said both of them because that's who I got. Both of them. The Panthers, they're gonna pick up a quarterback. I don't know who, one of the two. And I've said it before. I like the pieces that they bought in. They stole some Bengals players. They bought in Hurst. They bought in Von Bell. Who else? They bought in Adam Thielen. I mean, they got some pieces up over there, and they already had a good young secondary. And just adding pieces to it. Saints bought in Derek Carr. That was their main issue last year, and now Michael Thomas is coming back. I know there's some haters on the screen that doesn't. He talks about me, how I feel about teams in my division, but watch when he talks. It's gonna be nothing but negativity to all the other teams in his division. At least I praise the Steelers when it comes to me. He's gonna shit on every single one of these teams except maybe the Bucks because they got Baker. But hey, go off.
Which might be the one team you need to shit on the most.
Jimmy, what you got?
Man, I got them New Orleans Saints. I know that was your first love. I don't know what happened. The New Orleans love went out the window.
No.
The Pelicans.
Hold on. Real quick. I got a real quick question. So you're a Falcons fan, but last year you picked the Saints to win the Super Bowl.
I did because I thought there was a very talented roster. Oh yeah, and the Pelicans was my matter of fact. I should have instead of saying the Suns, I should just went with my Pelicans take, man.
So my question is, what changed so much in a year that they got a better quarterback now that you? I know you're not going to say the Saints because I know you. So what changed from your high praise because you haven't came off that Bills hype. You still on the Bills. So why are you so low on the Saints? And then Jimmy, he up over there used Carr and all type of stuff, bro. Yep. You would be lucky to have Carr on your team over them trash people y'all got on your team.
I might consider being a Bengals fan if Derek Carr came to.
We don't want you. We do not want you.
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. And that's why Derek Carr is with us. Because Atlanta didn't want to lose me as a fan. That's why Derek Carr ain't with us.
Number one.
So anyway, let me talk real about this division. Now it's pretty open. I'm not biased. I'm not biased at all. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. So the Bucks, they're not gonna win the division. It's just point blank. They're out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So the division's open. It's the worst division in football. I'll even accept that. Right?
Facts.
Look at that. Atlanta, I will say, has gotten better. Has gotten a lot better. Back-to-back seasons are going 7-9, and with a better roster, I think they can improve to 9 to 10 wins and may win the division. I don't know. Right? We don't know because we have an unknown at quarterback. Hopefully Ritter steps up and he becomes a solid player. Who knows? The Panthers, they got a lot of young talent. That is very true. But they've never been able to put it together. So hopefully they're able to put it together. Maybe their competitive roster, they'll get a quarterback. Cool. They added pieces like Von Bell, Adam Thielen. Not really worried about Adam Thielen. Miles Sanders, I already told Don about Miles Sanders running behind the great Eagles offense, and then also DJ Clark. If Adam Thielen and DJ Clark is your 1 and 2, Chart Clark. Sorry, brother, but anyway,
hey bro, real quick, Jimmy? Wasn't he just in the group chat praising Mac Hollins, but now he poo-pooing DJ Chark and Adam Thielen? What is going on here?
Thielen should be praised.
But see, here's the difference. When I said Matt Collins, I said Matt Collins as you
said he'd be a good little piece.
I said he's a piece because he's a good blocking receiver. We run the football. He's a good piece to our offense. The style of play that we run. He's not going to be afraid to go out there and block the next level players that we're gonna need when we run the football. That's why I said John Smith was a good piece because
I
he
like
helps
that.
in the run game. I'm not
I
talking about
agree.
the
I'm not.
receiving
I'm
end.
not. No,
I said
I'm
we
not.
need
I'm
another
not. I'm not
in our
debating whether
draft.
they're gonna be good. I'm not debating whether or not they're not gonna be good for your thing. All I'm sitting here saying is you poo pooing what the Panthers did at wide receiver, but you had high
Listen,
praise from Matt Collins, and who's to say
Matt,
Adam Thielen won't have a resurgence in Carolina? Who's to say DJ Chark won't have a
because he didn't
resurgence?
do it with the Vikings. So why would he
Matt
do it with
Collins
Carol?
wasn't on nothing like that when he was with the Raiders, and he had
I
multiple
didn't,
people taking
brother.
Devontae Adams.
I didn't say anything about him being a receiving threat. I said nothing. Jimmy, did I say anything about him being a receiving threat? Or did I say, yo, he's a great number 2 for this?
Yeah.
I didn't say he's a great number 3 for this roster. No, in our mock draft, who did I choose? Jackson Smith and Nigba. That's who I chose because that is a good number 2 for this roster. Now you got Drake London, now you got Kyle Pitts, and you got Jackson Smith and Nigba, and you got Matt Collins to come in as a rotational player to help in the run game. I only said in the run game. So at the end of the day, you take it how you want it. Because like I hear you only take bits and pieces and you make a
I just
scenario in
go
your
off of
head
what
and
I
you run with
hear.
it.
I just go off of
Exactly,
what I
because you only
hear.
hear bits and
Hey,
pieces,
because
brother.
you
But that's okay.
you poo pooing other people teams and who say, oh, Adam Thielen can't become a good receiver for them? Who say he can't be a
Because
good blocker for them? Who say
he's
that DJ Chalk can't be? Like
when
it's just I just feel like we got to give
when did
all of
anyone
these
talk
players the
about?
benefit of the doubt.
Oh, now we got to give all these players the benefit of the doubt. Oh man.
But we don't give
Wow.
Brady
We
the
gonna
benefit of
move
the doubt.
on. We
Wow,
gonna move
that's
on because I know who you
crazy.
trying. I know
Yeah.
who
All
you
right.
trying to.
So
Yeah.
anyway, so let me continue. So yes, who knows who their quarterback is going to be? The Saints, they added Derek Carr. Yes, that's the best quarterback in the division so far. Derek used Carr, whoop de doo.
See,
But that roster is pretty old. And since you guys asked me the question on why did I pick the Saints, because that's why you guys wanted to know, I thought that Jameis Winston being in that system for 3 to 4 years, maybe. But him being in that system for 3 to 4 years, they don't have a terrible O line. Listen to me, they don't have a terrible O line. They had Michael Thomas coming back. They had they brought in Jarvis Landry, who was pretty solid for the Browns his last couple years, and then they drafted Chris Olave. They had Alvin Kamara still in the in the backfield, the second highest paid running back in the league. They have a top 10 defense. When but what's the name couldn't even stay healthy all year. Um Marcus
Lattimore.
Lattimore. Yeah, they brought in Tyron Matthew. Their entire D line left this offseason. They had to revamp their whole D line. Every single starter left except Cameron Jordan. So I mean, if you ask me, they had a solid roster last year. They just didn't put it together, and they didn't even know how to utilize Alvin Kamara in the passing game. He was horrible in the passing game last year, and that's been his bread and butter since he's been in the league. So take it how you want it, brother. But this division is open. Any last words for this division? Because I ain't got no more.
well, we all know where we stand on this division.
Yeah. I got the Saints, and that's cool. I'm cool with that
I
because I got
said
the
Saints and
Falcons.
Panthers.
I'm not worried about the Panthers. But okay, NFC
Oh,
West, 49ers. I got the Seahawks.
I was gonna say all of us should
They
have the same team.
yeah, they got 2 first-round draft picks. I wouldn't be surprised if they just fill holes on the D line and try to go get two pass rushers. But you need to find some consistency from Geno in year 2 of his rebirth. The defense will be better in the run game because they brought back Bobby Wagner, and also Brooks is coming off an injury from last year, so you'll have them back paired together. The secondary is very young. And I mean, they still got 2 solid weapons on the offensive end as far as on the outsides. And you got Kenneth Walker coming back from an injury as well, and Noah Fant at the tight end position. The team itself is actually a solid roster. Uh, but I really think it's all on Geno and the defense, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and I've said it before. I believe Gino will have that sophomore slump type of feel to this year, but I believe they're going to do a solid job. The first thing was bringing up back Bobby Wagner. That's a big dot deal. You talking about a young defense? They can use his mind. They can use his ability still because he's still able to do a lot. And I think this defense will still be consistent, and what they can hang their hat on is that defense and being able to hand the ball off a little bit. I believe they will be, the biggest challenge, but it won't be much of a challenge for these 49ers. They will easily outright take this division, hands down. But Seahawks will be runner up.
Same. I mean, y'all said it all. I can't put the Seahawks. Well, the only thing I disagree with, I don't think Gino's gonna have a sophomore slump. I think he's still gonna be average. But other than that, I agree with everything y'all said. I mean, I just can't put the Seahawks over the 49ers at the moment, even with the 49ers not having like a somebody we know definitely that's gonna be the quarterback. So I'm just still rooting the 49ers. They have a better all around team, but Seahawks, they making a little bit of noise.
All right, all right. So we got the round robin. How many y'all want to do? How many y'all got?
I have two.
You have two. How many you got, Don?
Um, I got four, but yeah, I got four, but it ain't. I can do three of them or however y'all want to do.
Okay, three each, three each. So let's get through this here. All right, round robin. So we got. I'm gonna start it off. This is where my scenario comes from, right here. This for you, Don. This just for you, right on the plate for you, Don. The Texans. There's rumors out there. Rumors. The Texans plan to pass on a quarterback and draft Will Anderson or Tyree Jackson, and either trade back into the top 10 from the 12th pick to draft a guy like Will Levis or see if he'll fall to them at 12. That is rumors that's out there right now, which I think.
That has to be the dumbest idea I ever heard.
I
Hey, man.
with the Texans needing to build that defense and them having a defensive minded coach, I can it's not too far fetched if you really believe in that defensive talent and you believe it'll help you. And in that division, I believe if you're able to have a defense that can hold, you can do a little something. It's not
Jim,
high powered offense. You can
Jimmy,
still,
what's the easy? What's the best? What's the first thing you need to do when you're building a team?
it depends on your division. It depends on who's the top dog. Like
Yeah, the
that's
division
the
don't
first
even.
goal is to that first goal is to win your division because you automatically win the play. You make the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't even think the division matters. In order to win, you don't have to have a competent or good quarterback. They're going to run it. You're taking a chance and bringing in what Will Levis or running it back with Davis Mills. Like really, like if you got a
Definitely
chance
not
to,
running it back with Davis Mills. You gotta
if
go
you
out. You gotta go get a quarterback.
if you got an opportunity to go get one of these top prospects and they're on a cheap rookie deal, you take it. You don't sit there and play around with it. I mean, if they want a one of these defensive players, do the opposite. Take CJ Stroud or Bryce Young at 2. Try to trade back up from that 12 to get whoever else you want. You got in order to win, you have to have a quarterback. I don't care what nobody say. You have to have a quarterback.
And I agree. I agree. I'm just saying. I'm just a
You just a
messenger.
messenger. Yeah, we
That's
There
it.
know.
you go. You just
That's
a
it, man.
messenger.
I'm just a messenger, man. But you go get the quarterback. You got to put points on the board. But I won't be surprised if that happens. There's
Jimmy,
gonna be
what you got?
some
No,
surprises
my
in this
bad.
draft.
Man, I got them LSU girls and them Iowa girls, showing off, showing out, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark, first off, great performance, but I got to go to the LSU girls. Congratulations on your championship. And what a disrespectful way to congratulate those LSU Tigers, Miss Biden, by inviting the Iowa girls to the White House. I've never been a fan of moral victories. I'm not a fan of a conversation that is implying some racial slurs or racial mindsets, and that's the least I can say, or the most I can say about um, Miss Biden. Now, those LSU girls, I believe, trash talking and such is sometimes blown out of proportion when it comes to speaking on females as opposed to speaking on a male. And we praise people for talking trash and being able to back it up. Do you believe Miss Angel Reese was wrong, fellas? What side
Uh,
of the ledger are you on?
You want to start down?
Nah, you go ahead.
Um, I don't. I don't. I no. I believe in trash talk. I think trash talk is what makes sports fun, competitive. I will say I didn't see the game because I was working, but from the clips, it looked like she was chasing her around just a little bit. Just to be very, very honest, she was chasing her around just a little bit, doing the no, you can't see me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? But I also 100% agree with you. Hey, we don't do no more victories over here. The winner goes to the White House. That's the way it goes. You can't be inviting both teams. What you doing? We don't play that. Nah, man. Nah. A loss is a loss. Y'all lost. Y'all don't get the invite to the party. That's it. That's it. Other than that, you can trash talk all you want during the game, but going excessively chasing people around, maybe that's a little too much. But other than that, I'm cool with trash talk, man.
I'm in agreement. That's the only thing I didn't like was the video of her following behind Caitlin Clark. Other than that, I mean, shoot, honestly, trash talk make you want to watch the game. I mean, especially when you can go out there and back it up. Hey, when Caitlin Clark sauced up South Carolina, I was rooting for her because I was just like, man, you want somebody to come out here and have that arrogance when they know they like that, and that's why I was just like, all right, I'm going for her. As far as like the injuries, I don't think she should get any backlash. To be honest with you, I mean, it's basketball. You get competitive. Your competitiveness gets the best of you at times. And as far as the whiteout situation, I like what LSU said. They say, "Oh, if Michelle Obama wants to have us, we'll go do something with her, but we don't want to do nothing with Jill Biden." So I agree. I agree.
For sure, for sure. One thing I will say is it's a beautiful thing, even though the narrative is sort of being swayed. It's a beautiful thing to see that these women get the attention that they deserve, and hopefully this is passed on to the WNBA because they need it too. There's more incentive to be a college WNBA, I mean, women athlete when it comes to basketball as opposed to the WNBA, and that needs to turn around and it will. And we're gonna be a part of the reason why, fellas. What's up?
Yeah,
Who's next?
yeah.
Uh,
Just a quick, my bad. Just a quick note
you
to
good?
that. That was the most watched women's game, I
Mhm.
believe, in history. So
Hmm.
shout out to the women's game, and I think they have more views than the men's game.
9.9 million. It was
And
more than a lot of stuff, honestly.
and to highlight, we all can't wait to see when they play each other next year because they're gonna have to see each other next year because they both still in school. And women's sports, unfortunately, they can't come out to their seniors. So,
Hey, don't forget about Paige from UConn.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
she was hurt this year.
yeah, I think she tore ACL or something like that. My first one. Speaking of trash talk, it's a lot of trash talk. I know. I think I know what Jimmy gonna fall on this just because it's Jimmy. But Tyreek Hill, Miami goes to play Kansas City next year. He said, Chief Kingdom, when Miami Dolphins come to Arrowhead this year, guess what we're going to do? He said, I hate to say it, man. I'm going to throw the peace sign up against y'all. I hate to do it, but guess what? I'm going to be y'all worst enemy that day. So, my question. Oh, and then Chris Jones responded and said, may God bless him. Tariq said, God has blessed me. Chris Jones responded back and said, "The only peace sign you're gonna be throwing up is walking back to the bus after the game."
Mm.
What do y'all think of this interaction? Do you think Tyreek Hill is gonna be able to back it up out there, or do you think Chris Jones and them are gonna be able to shut that down?
Jimmy, what you got?
See, the thing about it, when you allow a target to be, when you place the target on your own back, it's a different thing. And when you're talking about Tyreek
Hold
Hill
on, now
getting
we were
Taylor
just saying that a few minutes ago. Now
well,
that's the
well,
same thing. Caitlin Clark
this ain't
basically
the
put a
same thing. 'Cause
target
this
on
is
her back.
football here. This is football. The adjustments you make in football, as opposed to basketball, can eliminate certain people, especially at a dependent position. In basketball, you are not dependent a lot of times on others, you can take the game by by his throat and do what you need to do.
Touche.
Tyreek, I would love to see you do something without Tua there. You're assuming Tua's health is going to be where it needs to be, and also Jalen Waddle. It is very difficult to double team two speed demons or figuring out an effective way to do so. So the potential for him to chalk up the deuces is a beautiful. It can happen, and the Chiefs' defense isn't some world beater.
World
You said
beaters.
Chris Jones, huh? Chris Jones. I mean, what is he going to do? I mean, it can be a tunnel screen. It can be a go. It can be a post. It can be a quick slant to the crib. There's potential for it, and I love to see him talk about it.
Yeah, I will give you. I like that point about the Tua being healthy because that's going to play a big role. Other than that, I think Tyreek Hill's going to back it up, man. I think he's going to cook them boys. He's going to cook them young boys up because ain't none of them boys going to be able to touch him. And you can't double team two speed demons like you said because if you double team one, you got to worry about the other. So I think Tyreek Hill is good enough to do that, and Chris Jones before you can talk to Tyreek, you got to catch him. You got to catch him first, man. That's it. If you can't catch him, then nothing else matters.
Man, I don't want to be the Chiefs defender, man.
Oh,
I partly think y'all not putting a little bit of respect on it. And Jimmy, you surprised me because I thought you was gonna be. You can't talk to the dynasty like this, but
this
what
defense
you do,
is
bro.
not really.
That's what you do.
The defense is not great.
Hey, bro, got mad at me when I said the Chiefs overpaid for offensive tackle, but
The offense is the greatest.
I'm not gonna get started. Y'all say what could Chris Jones do? So let's hypothetical. Say they played in week 1. Tua is there, starting the season. Chris Jones can't wreak havoc on Tua. The offensive line is shaky. So you don't think Chris Jones could disrupt the game?
He didn't say God bless Tua. You said God bless Tyreek.
No, but I'm saying y'all said what could he do to affect he can't affect the game.
I was just talking about Tyreek. Chris Jones, I already say he's the best D tackle. He's the best interior defensive lineman in the league.
Slow down. Let's slow down.
Donald is not.
Oh, okay.
When Aaron Donald is not playing.
I was about to say let's slow down.
Last year.
Hey, and there's a man that got paid today. I think he might have something to say about that one. But
Jerry.
But I don't know, man. I would love to see Tyreek hit the deuces on the Chiefs. I really would. But I seen the Chiefs. The Chiefs did. Y'all say you can't double coverage two people. They literally did that to the Bengals in the playoff game when we lost Tyler Boyd. They doubled Chase and they doubled Higgins. I get it. They're speed demons. I get it. But Chase ain't no scrub out here with speed. But
Higgins is more of a big body though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what happens, but I don't know, man. I think Tyreek might want to relax on that because I think Spagnuolo is probably going to scheme something up so he can't go off.
Right.
Because they know how he plays. So, my next one is going to be Marcellus Wallace breaks down an article of the best QB and receiver duos in football. Let's see if y'all agree with this list here.
If it's the same list that I seen, I don't agree.
I mean, I don't either, but hey. So at number 8, Justin Herbert, Mike Williams. At number 7, Tyreek Hill and Tua. At number 6, Dak and CD. Number 5, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. Number 4, Stafford and Cup. Number 3, Burrow and Chase. Number 2, Diggs and Allen. And number 1 is Kirk Cousins and Jettas.
Get the hell out of here.
You must be seen this article, Jimmy.
yo, no. What the? First off, the Vikings are way too high. The Bengals need to be number 1. The Cowboys are too high.
My guy.
Like, what the heck? Like, I think I liked it where they were because Tyreek brings it up. Who was 5?
Wasn't it the Eagles?
5 was Hurts and AJ Brown,
I think they can be a notch up. Who's 4?
Cup and
Stafford.
Stafford.
Oh God, that's fuck. Yeah, I'll go with them 5 at least. I'll go with them at 5 or 6. Damn.
So where you putting Cousins and Jettas?
Oh, they might need to be damn near, because for me, Jefferson, as much as Tyreek helps Tua and him increase, Jefferson doesn't do it to me like Tyreek because the way he flips the field. But I would go middle of the pack. Damn, they have to be. Yeah, he would have to be. But so yeah, 6 would be for Tua and Tyreek, and so I have 5 for the Vikings. Yeah, about 5 for the Vikings.
Don? I know who's your number 1, Don.
You know, I stay consistent. And then the reason, hey, bro, I seen the article. He said the reason they said, whoever wrote the article said the reason why we have Diggs and Allen above Chase and Burrow was because they've been doing it longer. What type of excuse is that? Yeah. But hey, you can agree with that?
I got you.
Honestly,
no, not you. I see the other.
Honestly, I think Tyreek is such a dynamic of a receiver. Like he changes the way you game plan for a offense.
Any of those top wide receivers do that,
bro. He was on pace for 2,000 yards.
I agree, but he also was getting force fed the ball also.
But Jettas is getting force fed the ball. If anything, the one you can really say has the best is doing maximizing the most with his targets is Chase from Burrow, because he still has T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd on the field with him, and then potentially might draft a tight end to even take more receptions from him. So I don't know. I'll probably put Tua.
Who's your number 1?
For me, it'll be Tua and Tyreek, but that's just me still on the narrative of Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill being the best duo in football. But then I'll put Burrow and Chase, and then I'll put Diggs and Allen at number 3. For me, I would probably put AJ Brown and Hurts 4, Jettas and Kirk at 5, Cup, Stafford, and then I don't even Mike Williams. You know how I feel about Mike Williams. I mean, I don't even know why he on this. Come on now. I don't know why he on this list. It's Herbert. Herbert's carrying him to that list. But anyway, go ahead, Don. Or Jimmy, go ahead with the next one.
Man, I got that, man. Doc Rivers calling it how he sees it and calling it correctly. The MVP race is over.
What, Embiid?
Joel Embiid. Yeah. What do you mean? He's clearly the MVP. Joel, yes, Embiid. He's talking about.
Yes, I see me and you on the same page with this.
Oh my gosh, the disrespect! Like, what else does he have to do? You're talking about 3 50-point game 50-point games in this season. The only other bigs to ever do that was Kareem and Wilt. We're talking about Kareem, who has multiple league MVPs and final MVPs, and Wilt Chamberlain, who's known for having crazy numbers. Joel Embiid also won the scoring title last year, and he's following up by, winning it again with 33 points per game again this year in the scoring era as the big man. What an accomplishment. The toughest era to win it, he did it with the maximum spacing to go along with it. To me, Joel Embiid is clearly that guy on both sides of the ball.
You said this is the toughest era for him to do it?
As far as the scoring title goes, yes.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know about that one. Scoring up
for a big?
Everybody.
For a big?
If you skilled like he is,
But how many bigs are?
It's only
any other big in this era. That's what I'm saying. It's minimal.
I think it's known. I'm not the biggest Embiid fan. At this point, bro, I want him to get it so he can stop crying about it, to be honest with you, bro. Like, I'm so tired of hearing him. Bro threw smut on Jokic's name a few weeks ago and then ducked the smoke with him. Like, bro, I'm not trying to hear nothing about what you got to say. Hey, then defensive numbers has people showing that they're a good defender, even though they're not. Throwing more smut on Jokic, bro. You try to get where Jokic is. Jokic got MVPs. Jokic has been to the conference finals. You haven't done none of this, and yet it's gonna continue again this year
Bubble.
because you so busy worried about an MVP trophy. But hey, go off, bro. I just want you to get it so we don't have to hear you cry about it every single year because he act like he losing to just average players.
Yeah, I saw someone say that if Embiid, and mind you, I got to keep it real. The Embiid was my preseason MVP of the season, so I will say that. Giannis is just too dominant for me to just give it a Embiid like that at this point. Um, and and he has less to really work with besides Drew and Brooke Lopez. I mean, Embiid has Harden, Tobias, Maxi, a lot of other talent on his team. And I heard someone
I
say,
know that bench get a little sketchy after them. After them, that
And
bench gets
shooters,
sketchy.
spot up shooters. Joel don't have a lot of spot up shooters. PJ Tucker might be the best spot up shooter he has on the squad.
yeah,
I don't know. That ain't true.
And
That ain't
Tobias, he's
true.
not a spot up guy. He's a rhythm guy.
They got. I'm saying
Tyreek
they
is
got
an
Cork.
athlete.
They got Korkmaz still on their roster. He a
You
better
going to
shooter than.
Korkmaz? Really? That's what I'm saying. Like,
He's
come
a
on.
better shooter. He's
Brooke
a
Lopez,
shooter.
Bobby Portis, like those are true stretch guys. Chris Middleton clearly, Drew Holiday. Come on,
So all
Grayson
of us
Allen.
are different. All of us are on different people for MVP. It's not like you're Giannis, you're Embiid. I think it's Jokic.
Get the hell out of here. I'm tired of that
we know
man.
how Jimmy feel about Jokic.
Golly.
Hey,
What
hey.
is it? I mean, gosh.
Like the way Brett plays basketball, he make it
I
look so
respect the
effortless.
Giannis.
Yeah.
I respect the Giannis take.
What you got, Don?
Uh let's go here. All the NFC teams are flat out dumb for not going to try to get Lamar, all because he wants $50 million a year. And the reason why I say that is because any team that Lamar goes to, if it's not the 49ers or the Eagles or the Cowboys, that team instantly becomes the third best team in the NFC. That it does not matter who he goes to, most likely. If he goes to any of those NFC South teams, he's probably gonna win the division. Well, not probably, he's winning the division. Lions, we can make an argument they might come out the NFC. Uh, so I'm just trying to figure out, y'all so worried about $50 million, but y'all ain't trying to be successful. I mean, y'all banking on average to unknown to bum quarterbacks up out there when you could have an MVP candidate. And yeah, the $50 is a lot, but you'll make that back off of merchandise. People are gonna fly to get Lamar jerseys. You'll make that back when y'all make it to the playoffs. Like you got to think about the bigger picture here, trying to be successful and not just worry about the dollar.
Jimmy, what you got on that?
Yeah, I'm not of the business and mindset of paying these guys if I have the correct organization who can handle it. Those organizations, you either need to go all in on your rebuild by accumulating talent gradually and developing them like a good organization does, making good moves at the top. If you're not in win now mode, or if you're not one piece away, I don't think you should be looking at Lamar. And even then, if you're one piece away, how much are you willing to sacrifice when it comes to your future in order to bank on Lamar Jackson, what he can deliver to you in the short term? Because I believe Lamar Jackson's durability is a true question. I believe Lamar Jackson's ability while being, available is a question as well. So do you have the personnel that can assist his abilities or lack thereof? And when it comes to the Patriots, I would say we're a squad who could or should do it, because with Bill Belichick at the helm and the defense being what it is, I believe we're one playmaker on offense away from being able to do something. You were talking about the Commanders? No, that's the NFC squad. What are the 49ers?
The Commanders would probably be the third best team, and I would give them a chance to get out of the NFC. To be honest with you, Commanders have everything; they just don't got a quarterback. To
They
be
don't
honest
have the
with you,
role. Do you think the
they,
Commanders are going to compete with the Eagles and the Cowboys 2 times a year?
yes,
Oh
yes,
my God.
they have a roster up over there, bro. That the only thing they missing is a quarterback. Like literally, even like the Panthers, like before Falcon, bro. You know how much I want to shit on the Falcons. If the Falcons got Lamar, I would say they is the third best team in the thing. Then I would just have to come up with like bum ass arguments like how Darius do for the Bengals just to discredit them. But Or like, or like, I mean, think about Seahawks. Nah, I'm not going as far as the Bucks, but Seahawks, Vikings, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, I think y'all throwing too much mud on Lamar's name. Like he ain't one of them.
See, but even if you are one of them, you should still take pay cuts in order to win and make
Not
it easier for your
necessarily,
GM. Patrick Mahomes has done it. Tom Brady's done it. I
but
mean,
every man ain't the same. though. You can't compare one man
the,
for another.
but you can when the track record shows there's a certain blueprint that leads to success. And when you're talking about top end talent, just because you prioritize money doesn't mean that that team isn't prioritizing money in the opposite direction when it comes to being able to build with the roster that allows you to. We're not trying to re-sign guys who have not shown something before you earn that contract. I want to see you do a lot with a little bit, or be able to sustain what we got going on some Russell Wilson junk. Russell Wilson being paid the second time around was I think should be shitted on, but not because of Russ, because of what they did for Russ, which to me was almost nothing. The Ravens have done more for Lamar than I believe Russell Wilson has had done for him, and it led to him eventually leaving. Lamar, I think he needs to leave sooner rather than later, and I believe Russ should have also. He could have had a lot more, and his best years were sort of wasted. He was running around with his head cut off a lot of the time because the line wasn't what it needed to be.
What? Real quick, what was that one point you said? Lamar has had more stuff than Russ.
Yeah, I believe the organization has done more for Lamar than what the Seahawks have done for Russ
Yeah,
directly, offense.
I can
don't
agree.
agree with that. I don't agree with that.
The Seahawks never had a O line for us. That was their worst part of their team right there. The O line. They never protected him.
Okay, but you also have to think about it. Seahawks had Legion of Boom. They
No,
had
I'm talking about
offensive
after
weapons
the first contract, like when it
after
was
the
on
first
Russ.
contract.
Yeah,
I
Because
mean,
at
you
that
got a
time, I
point
think
there.
Cam Chancellor was gone.
I give you that.
Marshawn was gone.
Yeah, Legion of Boom was gone. Yeah, I give you that one. I just thought you were saying just when he was with the Seahawks, but yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the team, really. Um, and for mainstream media to say every team that doesn't want to go out there and get Lamar doesn't want to win just doesn't make any sense, because if teams didn't want to win, they wouldn't bring in other talent and other pieces to help them start building a roster to win. And honestly, what who's there to say that CJ Stroud isn't that guy, isn't the guy for the next that's going to be the next best quarterback for the next 10 years? There's NFL comparisons saying that Bryce Young is compared, has an arm like Patrick Mahomes. So who's to say these guys are the next gen? We got Caleb Williams coming out of the draft next year. I, I mean, Lamar hasn't played. He missed 10 games in 2 years. Granted, maybe last year, you know, it was mainly because of the contract, but I think it really depends on the team, and only very specific team like the 49ers. I will go all in and I will go get Lamar. Send them Brock Purdy or Trey Lance, and send them uh, the next 2 years draft picks, and go get Lamar.
yeah.
And that will be a dominant team. Then I'll be a 49ers fan. But until then,
Yo,
rise up, man. We in Atlanta, man. We in the A.
How you just switch to? Okay,
yo,
All right. Last one. Rumors have it. I'm just a messenger. That's it, man.
just a messenger, huh?
I'm just a messenger. Rumor has it now that Diggs went out of Buffalo, and it's now circling around that the Giants want to try to go get Stephon Diggs. What does that cost, and what's the outcome of that? How's
Honestly,
that
I
work?
thought that was an April Fool's joke because he did it on April Fool's. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Could be. Could
I
be.
that, that
See I don't see it happening, because like why trade him? Why trade Diggs? Like,
and,
this
and
is your
didn't he just
moment.
get a deal? Didn't he just get a deal last year?
Nah, I thought he got a deal when he first got there.
No, I'm saying I thought he got an extension last year.
I don't remember that.
Well, either way, it's not gonna happen. That's Josh Allen' only weapon. What they look like trading a one piece for what? Like I seen a report
Yeah,
earlier that they think about trading up in the draft to add more pieces or add an offensive lineman. So I mean that could happen.
Yeah.
yeah. I still think the Giants have much that the Bills would want because the Bills should be more so in win now mode, and the Giants are trying to get there. And it makes sense for the Giants to want him, but for the Bills to give him up, I think it would need a little bit more in order to do that. So
Yeah, they
yeah,
definitely
maybe
would want a
April first round.
first round
Yeah.
pick for him. Yeah. All right. Ended off 32 teams in 10 weeks. 32 teams in 10 weeks. Joe, I'll start it off with the Dolphins. I feel like they really made all of their moves for the offseason, really. At this point, they lost their first round draft picks, so they don't have that. So they better hope a tight end falls to them in the second round. They're probably gonna need to draft an old lineman and possibly another running back. And that's really what I got for them. I feel like they're going all in. They got Bradley Chubb the year before. Now they have him for a full season. They went out and got Jalen Ramsey to beef up the secondary, and they still have their two weapons on the outside, like I brought up earlier today. So I really don't feel like there's much more this team needs to do besides add small pieces through the draft, which is a tight end, a running back, and an O lineman at this point.
I like that. I don't have no pushback on that, especially being out there in my division. I'm not really trying to see them win too much. We really got a lot going on this offseason as far as star powers and upgrades on that team. So, I mean, Miami's got everything you need on both sides, like you said, and it's up to Tua. Truly up to Tua. As far as those Ravens, I have those Ravens, and I love having a sense of greatness when it comes to organization because the foundation is so solid. So when you fall and you're not able to hit a negotiation with the contract, you still have a place to land, and that place to land for the Ravens will be there like it is for the team that you just was praising in your division, the Steelers. But the Ravens have more talent dispersed throughout their entire roster that I trust more so than the Steelers. So with that being said, the Ravens have a lot they can do, a lot of options they can go with. If they have Lamar, they have a winning formula. We've already seen it. If they don't have Lamar, that O line, Mark Andrews, you'll see the talent, the true talent of this Ravens organization still pan out. You've seen them compete without Lamar Jackson before, recent history. So with that 22nd overall pick, I believe they can move up and not get Stroud, but get Richardson, someone who fits their scheme and someone who should be on the board potentially, realistically. But as far as Richardson in the scheme, I believe it would be a plug and play. But I also believe that they should potentially not move back in the draft. Maybe get two, uh, maybe make a early second round pick and maybe a later first round pick, and maybe add more weapons to surround Lamar with in his final season. Show him that you're trying to keep him there. It depends on which side of the ledger you're going to be on. Are you going to go all in with Lamar, which you've shown you haven't done, or are you going to go all in with your future? And if you're going in with the future, a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal is the best way to go. I believe this Ravens roster again will be fine regardless. Richardson, Hooker, or Lamar, I think they'll be fine.
Wow. You taking Hook? Don't get me wrong. He was playing well until he got hurt, but you taking Hooker? You don't think you could pick him up in like the third round? I think he's gonna go in the third round.
I think he's going in the first. I've been seeing mock drafts that the Vikings take him in the first.
Yeah, I do believe a team that has sort of a quarterback right now. They're not a bridge quarterback because Kirk Cousins ain't a bridge quarterback, but in I believe
Somebody you
you
can
got a
see
team like
going in a few years.
yeah, like to replace them. And even if Lamar stays, they might still get Hooker, and it may be later. I don't think it'll be third round. I think Hooker definitely will be gone by the second round, middle of the second round.
And the
I
Ravens
think the
can't
same
trade
for
back. They
Richardson.
already got I think their draft pick is like 26. They already got a
22nd.
26 pick. 22nd.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, if they
They could
trade
trade back.
Lamar, it's no point. Why would you trade Lamar and then trade back? That don't make no sense.
No, I'm
To
saying if you kept Lamar,
start building up you're not, y'all got this imaginary thing that they're gonna be competing. If they trade Lamar, they ain't gonna be competing. So they could just simply just start building up assets and talent if they start trading back. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but okay.
I was
Hey.
saying, well,
I know for you it's just a division. That's it. You just don't.
It's not.
It's not. You can't accept the fact.
Yo, bro.
You
The problem
can't.
is you don't give me
Can I just
props.
finish my-
You don't
can
give
I
me
finish my
props.
take? Can I finish my take?
Go ahead, bro.
You just don't want to accept it that the Steelers and the Ravens actually have solid rosters. That's it.
Jimmy, did I not just sit here and give the Steelers love earlier?
you
Did I
did
not
give
just?
the Steelers love, but what we're saying is you should be giving the Ravens similar love,
Yeah.
I
especially
can't.
because their roster looks
It's,
probably
I can't.
better.
I don't think they're when you said that. I do not think the Ravens roster is better than the Steelers roster. To be
That
honest, with
defense
The
isn't
pass
even,
rush.
man.
Who's better, Ravens or
Ste-
the Steelers?
Steelers, Highsmith, and TJ Watt, bro. What are we? And Cam Hayward, and Cam Hayward, and Cam Hayward. What about that? They doing it by committee over there. They got a guy over there in Pittsburgh.
Secondary. Ravens got it.
Easily.
Hold on now.
They got Minka, but they
Cam Sutton is going. I guess I have to go with the Ravens because they still got Humphrey and they still got Ravens.
Easily.
running backs.
Steelers.
The Ravens had a better run game.
Easy.
And Najee looks like he's running with a train on his back.
Nah, Najee turned it up in the second half of the season. Relax.
Turned it up in the second half, but he looked slow.
Kenny Pickett or Richardson?
Bro, they're not going to get Richardson, bro.
I'm just saying. If they moved up,
I would still go Kenny Pickett. Richardson is an unknown commodity. I can't sit here and say that he's going to be, because bro's not accurate like that, to be honest with you. I can't sit here and say that he's going to be this great quarterback yet. I got to see it. Wide receiver, Steelers by a landslide.
Everyone has a better wide receiver core than the Ravens.
True.
Shoot.
Unless you added Mark Andrews in that motherfucker.
Still by a landslide. By a landslide.
Steelers because they got
fire move.
He's not Mark Andrews, but hey, when you put yeah.
Okay. Last team, I'm not going to say the Chargers are going to charge her. None of that. I came up with some things to help y'all out, man. I think which I got like the 24th, 26th pick, something like that. I forgot what it is. But when that pick comes around, pick up Zay Flowers. He's an absolute burner. He avoids contact. He's shifty. You already got old. I don't want to call him old because I think he's only like 29 or 30 something. But you got oldish Keenan Allen out there. You got Mike Williams, just a big body. Now you bring in Zay Flowers. That'll be a burner. Also, try to find a tight end in like the second, third round. You got Sam Laporta that might still be there, Luke Musgrave, Darnell Washington, or maybe even Tucker Kraft. And then draft some linebacker help because you really don't got no linebackers up out there. And then figure out the Austin Eckler situation. Bruce said he felt disrespected when y'all cut off contract talks with him. Now, I'm in agreement. I would not be trying to pay a running back that much money. But at the same time, bro, it's kind of y'all offense, to be honest with you. Like when Keenan Allen and Mike Williams was going, Austin Eckler was the only consistent thing out there. And then on top of that, pray to the injury guys that y'all just stop getting injured so much. And then sign Justin Herbert to a long-term deal. He's your franchise. You're not gonna win nothing if you don't got him signed. So that's what I got for the Chargers.
Wow. You were really nice to the Chargers today. It's good to see.
I don't have beef with the Chargers.
Oh yeah, by the
because you want to
way,
see them do good against them Chiefs.
Yeah.
By the way, just to let you know, Don. I'm
full
of stats. I'm full of stats for you because you like to disrespect the Ravens. They were the third best rushing defense in the league. They were also top 5 in sacks in the league.
I never said the Ravens wasn't good on defense.
Oh, no, they're not good on defense. Okay.
I just said roster for roster, I would take the Steelers.
And they were ranked 12th in interceptions. Steelers is nowhere near them, by the way.
Okay, that's fine.
Besides
And dandy.
passing. Besides passing.
I would still take the Steelers.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah. We'll see though.
Yeah. We will see. We will see, fellas. Another good episode. We finally got Jimmie back in the building. Yes,
For sure.
sir. And you
Smooth.
guys already know. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Hit us up on IG, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We're on all platforms. You guys already know. Until next time, peace.
We out.
This that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like it slowly get take paper to make paper. So I'm speaking from this loose leaf. Damn. I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private.